What is up, everybody? For this little impromptu stream, I didn't even make a thumbnail for it. That's so much I don't care about this stream. I figure if people want to show up and hang on for a little bit, they can. We're doing it on this channel, so I love comics. I figure why not? Because I probably don't know if I'll keep the stream up. I'll probably just delete it later on. But yeah. Not much going on. Bringing you up by your sisters, or do you stay home today?
No, I didn't do anything.
You did everything yesterday?
No, our family gathering is Sunday.
Oh. So you watched on Netflix, you're watching a football game, right?
Is that what those were?
Yeah, they're blowout games?
31-2. 2.
So I'm guessing that you had no problems. Netflix airing the games.
No, I was rooting for buffering.
Why? Because your team losing?
No, it's 31-2.
Yeah.
Do you know how boring a 31-2 is?
Well, because you know what happens though. If it starts buffering, and then you guys complain, and then you don't get to see the comeback play.
There was no comeback.
If there was one, you'd be pissed.
I don't know if I've ever seen a game in all the 50 some odd years I've been watching football where a safety was the only points a team got. And I've seen shutouts, but I don't think I've ever seen a team score 2.
Right.
And unfortunately, thanks to an inept defense and a terrible kicker, the Bengals are going to watch that team that scored 2 points today. Again, the Bengals lost 2 close games to the Ravens. The Ravens beat the Texans 31-2 in Texas. Yeah. Texas is going to the playoffs. Cincinnati's going home. Because, like I said, not making excuses. They don't deserve to go because they have no defense and a terrible kicker. But, man, it's just a shame that the best quarterback receiver duo in football can't be in the playoffs with a team that scores 2 points. Because they did enough to get there.
Yeah.
But that's enough of the bitching about that.
Yeah, went by my sister's house today and just kind of hang out there and just they were watching. Actually, no, they weren't watching anything. They started playing. Was it Jack in the Box, or it's called, or like that stupid video game that everybody plays with the group? You can go on your phone and just. I hate any game that basically where I hear the music repeat over and over, and then it pauses. Then someone speaks, and then it goes back to the music again, and over and over. It's like I can't handle that stuff. It's just me. It's like nails on a chalkboard. I want to punch someone.
You know what kind of games I hate?
What's that?
Games where one team scores 2 points.
I'm talking about video games. I'm not talking. No, I actually would have loved to just have the football game and just watch that. But instead, no. Kids, we got to play this Who's or Jack in the Box, which I thought it wasn't Jack. Or you don't know. Actually, I think it's called You Don't Know Jack. I think that's what it's called. Jack in the Box, I think, is a restaurant.
Well, that would also be accurate as far as how much I know about. God, they just showed a commercial for What If Season 3.
Yeah, somebody's going around online. Somebody said that Darcy Lewis had slept with Howard the Duck and they have a child. I don't know if that's AI fake or if that's actually real. That's how it's scary about current Marvel when it comes to that stuff.
Well,
that could literally be real.
Switzer. Does she even exist at Marvel anymore?
Probably not.
That was the girl that ran around with Howard.
But this is the MCU what if, not comic book what if. So basically they had to screw over Darcy and have her sleep with a duck. If that's real.
What's Darcy?
Darcy is from Thor.
Oh.
One of the hottest girls in the MCU, and have her have sex with a duck. I really hope that's not true. But knowing how it's going to sick perverted people that are working over Marvel, I wouldn't be. Probably happened. Probably it's true. Yeah. Either way, I haven't watched the first 2 What If seasons because I don't care about the MCU, and I don't want to see any more crap from them. The only movie I cared from MCU was Captain America: First Avenger. Didn't really care for much of else. I watched Hawkeye. I thought that was okay. I like the show, but I mean, Avengers was kind of boring to me. I watched it one time and then I can't go back and watch again. It's just complete boring. Just like Iron Man is completely boring. I love the way they designed the suit and stuff, but man, I would rather have an Iron Man like TV series than had just have a 2 hour movie, or 3
Well,
movies.
I completely disagree with you on the movie takes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take anything that they dished out for the first 10 years, but
Well, yeah.
I don't want to see. Everything I've heard about What If is just dreadful. So I don't care.
I'd rather have see the What If in the comic books actually be like in animated form, but because the MCU isn't comic books. It has nothing to do with it. It's their own crappy take on characters. But
yeah, I don't need cartoon takes, alternate takes of movies.
Yeah,
to me, that's a complete waste of time.
Right.
The original concept of What If I thought was brilliant. They ran out of stories worthy of being altered. And then when they just started to do what ifs of events that had just ended, they completely lost the plot by then.
And I don't even like most of the what ifs of the stories that come out. It's like I just, they're cute and all, but like after a while, it's like, man, there's so many out that I just like. Okay, I like maybe a handful.
Well, I said the original series, they took key stories,
yeah,
and like they took the different fork in the road.
What if Thanos wins?
By that time, that's like I said, I was more interested in. Yeah, what in 1977, what if Bruce Banner had, or what if the Hulk had Bruce Banner's brain?
Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah.
Now, what if Spider-Man had joined the Fantastic Four? I mean, those were clever.
Those very first ones were good. But
the second series that lasted 100 plus issues, it just kind of became redundant. And again, I said it's sometimes you can milk a cow one or 10 times too many, and that's kind of what If did.
Yeah. Like, what if Jane Foster was Thor?
that was a great story in 1978.
Yeah. And then what was the other one? What if Rogue became Thor?
Well, I'll have to take your word for that. I was long gone from the series by that because
so basically Rogue fights the Avengers and whatever issue that is Avengers, so she's fighting them, and she absorbs basically Thor's psyche and basically has the power of Thor, and then she has a change of heart, and then Odin calls her his daughter, and then she becomes the new Thor. And all of it's hunky dory.
No, if you'd seen Christmas in Connecticut, he was there. Everything's hunky dunky. And read Jay's last comment.
Yeah, I saw that. Well, I kind of ignore him because I sent the link. So so what if Jay actually was lazy and came in the room instead of just being in the chat? Even Jackson, if Jackson wants to come in, we'll let him in. I don't care. It's Christmas. We got a half an hour with them, then we kick them out. But
I was I didn't know that you were going to start one up, so I started watching The Swinger.
Oh, yes.
You seen that?
Yes. Anne Margaret is freaking hot in that.
Yeah, I was about 15 minutes into that when I saw the.
Well, shit. I'm gonna end this. We'll go watch it together. That's the one where she's got the black tights and the green sweater.
Yeah, well, did a lot of that. Have you ever seen Kitten with a Whip?
Nope. But
it's her being she plays like a teenage nympho criminal who works her wiles on John Forsythe as a middle-aged man. And it's pretty crazy. It came out, I think, in 1964.
Yeah. Yeah.
And before that, I was watching. It's going back and forth between the Max Fleischer Superman cartoons. You've seen those?
Yeah. I actually rented those on VHS.
I've got the Blu-ray, but they were on YouTube, so I just went full screen and watched them on there. And
I think I've only seen 2 of them though. I've only seen the one with the robot, and I think there was another one.
With the what?
Sorry, robot.
Thank you.
It was Superman versus all the robots. Where he punches the beams up and goes rescue Lois. Was there? I that's the only one I've ever seen. I don't think I've ever seen another one.
I mean, they all basically follow the same formula, but it's the animation's brilliant. I mean, for 1941.
Yeah.
And I enjoy those immensely.
Hey, look, there's a thing.
What do you enjoy immensely?
Talking to you.
Cartoons from 1941.
Oh yeah, the Flashers. Oh
yeah, I was watching some last night and then a few more today, and then I was watching some Space Ghost cartoons from the 60s.
Cool. There's 17 of them, man. Yeah. Like I remember I got at my public library. They had the VHS, and I just remember only from watching the one with the robot. But I rented that, and I also got Puff the Magic Dragon. that was my age. That's how little I was when I watched the Fleischer.
Mad scientists, monsters, or giant robots. Robot where Lois gets kidnapped, Superman saves her, and every episode there's Clark's got a meek voice. He goes, "This looks like a job for Superman." And then he changes and goes and saves the day, and then Clark says, "Gosh, it looks like everything's back to normal, thanks to Superman." And then he winks into the camera, and
the animation was so far ahead of its time on that.
Oh yeah,
it's still like even today, it really holds up.
What do you guys think of that movie? A clip I showed you with Ben Affleck as Superman. I guess he's supposed to be playing George Reeves.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
I thought that. I don't never
Hollywoodland, wasn't it?
Yeah, Hollywoodland. Yeah.
You know whose love interest is in that movie, or who plays his love interest?
No, I don't.
Diane Lane, who would later go on to play Martha. In the Batman.
Why'd you say that name?
Yeah.
I got the Hercules Blu-ray today. I better watch it tonight.
Jay, do you know who Max Fleischer's brother gave us?
Popeye, right? And Betty Boop. Yeah.
Yep.
That studio is crazy.
That's a pretty talented family.
Absolutely.
Well, I was gonna say I think he changed his name to Fleischman and gave us Ibaka. Oh man. Yeah, I watched that in the early '90s when I was really little. I would get those. That was a big thing. I go to the library and then I could get to pick out a movie, and I'd always get the Superman one, and then I somehow got stuck with Puff the Magic Dragon, or I'd watch Pete Stragan. You know?
Oh yeah.
All the old stuff, man.
My grandmother, God rest her soul, she used to watch those in the theater. That's back when they had like a down, and I know they had this in every city too, but they would have a street dedicated to movie theaters because each cinema would only play like only had one or two theaters each. So you'd have like the Serials Theater and then the big movies theater and stuff like that.
I'm jealous of Jeremy Adams. I don't know where he is, but he's been watching movies and old matinee stuff. Hello to Tevya.
Hello.
How's it going?
Not really.
Merry Christmas, Tev.
Thank you and happy Hanukkah. Since today
Happy Hanukkah, Tev.
I'm doing good. Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, please don't come on unless you have a shirt on.
Oh, sorry.
I'm good. You're starting to tilt the camera down. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, my bad.
Only Brian's allowed to come on here with shirt off.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
No, he's not. He only did it one night. That's a good thing, though.
Yeah.
He was backstage.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, my bad. Sorry.
That's good. Debbie, I think it's your first time you've been on this channel.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were even subscribed because you never leave comments or nothing. I ever see in the chat. And I was like, Debbie's popping in the link.
Yeah. It's been a while. Sorry, I've not been commenting a lot. I've been busy with that stuff.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Good to see you're still alive and kicking.
Thank you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just watch out for the ceiling fan, though. Looks kind of low.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
So,
yep.
What did you get for Christmas today?
Oh, I got this. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Those are the omnibus. The
Sonic comics.
Awesome. Those are cool.
Yep.
You got all those books?
Well,
Or-
no,
okay.
no. Some of them were from over the years.
I was gonna say that'd be crazy Christmas if you open up and you got all those books.
Yeah. These guys are what I got.
Nice.
Yep. Like over Spider-Man. Well, over Spider-Man, I got actually didn't buy no for 4 Christmas cards. I have this book. That's what Spider-Man should be. The one my family got me.
Okay.
Sonic I got today.
I actually got a gift certificate to my comic book store from one of my brother-in-law. I'm like, you walked in the comic book store?
Nice. Oh, I actually got these.
Oh.
Quiet Place over the head and Aaron Dawson Sense. And
Quiet Place. Is that the movie? Like, is that based on the movie?
Yes.
It was a video game first?
No, it was a movie first.
But they made a game. Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. I did not know that. I'm so out of video games. I don't keep it up with what's coming out anymore. Yeah. I used to get the list at GameStop, the big printout list tells you everything. So
yeah, I remember.
But
yep. That's now. I'll PS5 games, but I'm streaming right now, so I can't really show them.
The last game Breen played was the Madden 95, probably.
Nice.
I don't know. Breen, did you ever play a Super Nintendo?
I'm gonna say no on that.
Never played a video game in my life.
Not even Pong?
Not even Pac-Man or Galaga.
Does Pong count?
Well,
yes,
it TV. Yeah, it's considered a video game.
Then yeah, I played that.
There's also Mega Man.
Yeah, yeah, all the arcade. Well, I mean, I imagine you probably went to an arcade when you were younger, or even at least in the 80s. At least stopped at one, maybe. I don't know.
I was in my 20s in the 80s.
Yeah, so I mean,
if I hadn't started yet, I wasn't going to start in my 20s. So it's, like I said, I pinball in the 70s, and and video games just got away from me. I just never.
Well,
I love Jackson. Breen was there when the first rock was hit with a stick.
Hey Jay,
yo,
did you check Sports Ball? Have you seen that clip I just sent over?
Yeah, I just watched it. The BYU mascot and the
Had you seen that before?
Yeah, I have. I think they do that regularly. It's nuts.
This guy he's on 3 stacks of tables, and he does push-ups.
Oh well, yeah, I saw that earlier today.
Jesus God, I've never seen anything like that.
That last one he had to do over, but it only took him 1 push-up to do it when he did it over.
And then he starts doing one-handed push-ups after that.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
It's probably military or something like that. Who knows?
Mormons have superhuman strength. Everybody knows that.
Does it come from all that? Does it come from all that abstinence?
Yeah, that has to be it. It certainly isn't the caffeine. So
yeah,
it's because he is doesn't have a girlfriend, so he just works all the time.
Yep, indeed.
Nothing wrong with that. What do you got on the wall behind you, Tevya? Are those more comic books?
Oh, those no. They're on my brothers.
Well, no, right behind you. Not there. On the other side. Right there. Yeah, that back wall to the right of the TV, whatever.
Oh, the projector.
Yeah, now go up on the other side of the projector. Go this side on the wall. What are those posters? You should be looking straight at them. Yeah, right there.
No, those are my stepdad guitars.
Oh, okay.
It's been a lounge.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Man, look at that man cave. Holy crap.
Yeah. Oh. Thank you.
You don't even have to go to a theater anymore.
Speaking of movies, speaking of movie, I did see Sean had a 3 at the last week, which is awesome movie. And I did see Nosferatu today. I made my favorite video on my channel. It should be my final movie review of 2024.
I heard it was really good.
It's great. Both Sean 3 and Nosferatu.
My only source was Zach. So Zach's like, he's kind of biased. Hey, Trusty. Hope you had a Merry Christmas too as well. Hope you're doing well, your family. You know.
Merry Christmas, Trusty.
Ditto.
Hope you got a lot of cool stuff, that you can send me. But hey, Geeky's up this late. Wow. Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's in over in Alaska.
Yeah.
I was like,
6 a.m. 24 hours a day there.
I was gonna say, like, it's kind of past his bedtime. He's kind of old.
Yeah, it's past my time too. Like it's midnight over here, and I get some sleep.
You're on the East Coast.
Yeah.
I luck out. I'm in like the middle where nobody I think me and Jay are the only ones in the line other than Zach or the Central Time.
That's right. Yeah.
East Coast or West Coast, and it's hard to stream with people who are on the West Coast because it's like they can't start too early. They have to wait. And then I got people on the East Coast who are like, well, I want to go to bed soon.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, we'll start this, and then I'll wait for you to come on, and then we'll end it.
Yeah, I understand it.
No, I really want to see the new Sonic movie. Just because it's Keanu Reeves.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I'll just say this: does Shadow use a gun at all in this?
He does.
John Wick.
It's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Because I saw the trailer and he looked like he had a gun, and I was like, Keanu Reeves as a hedgehog, can go fast, but also carries a gun. That's John Wick, man, on feet.
From 2005.
Oh, I was reading an interview saying Keanu Reeves kind of wants to come back with another John Wick movie, but he said his knees won't let him.
Yeah, I understand.
Can't run as much. I think it's from this running. Just probably he hurt himself.
Yeah.
Plus he's he's pushing 60 soon, if he's not 60 yet. But
damn time, boys. And he still was so badass in his movies.
I don't care how if you're skinny you are, whatever. Age catches up with you, especially your knees. They're the first.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I'm not looking forward to that. Geeky says he's gonna go see Nosferatu in the morning.
Nice.
Hope you like that. I never saw the original. I have no desire to see the new one.
The new one actually is good. Like I said, that's my final movie video 2024. It was a great movie. It was super dark, super scary. It was a good horror movie.
I already watched my version of Nosferatu. I watched Last Voyage of the Demeter.
Yeah, I guess in it.
I like that one. That was a really good movie. Didn't have too much gore in it, but it was just enough where it's got that creepy factor.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Oh man! But I'm opening my books there tomorrow to go to the comic store.
Nice.
I was looking at League of Comic Geeks. They're only saying it says Batman and Silent Night. It says it has been released. A lot of them haven't been released yet, but some of them actually have been on the League of Comic Geeks. But for some reason, I don't know why they weren't really put to the 26th. I had two of them that were the 25th. I think that was the Vampirella and I can't remember what the other one was.
Yeah. I do know this. I know ASM came out.
Geek Easy. I will not take that blasphemy in the chat from you. Talking about the Last Voyage of the Meter.
Well, yep. Well, anyways, I'm probably going to bed real soon.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Go get some good rest. Thanks for dropping by, man.
Anytime. Oh yeah, wait.
Merry Christmas, Tabby.
One more thing. I did get one more gift. I got Spider-Girl.
Cool.
Nice.
Volume 2.
Nice.
My favorite Marvel character ever. From Marvel Universe been back. I wish they were Spider-Man Universe. That'd be awesome.
Two things I recommend from Marvel if you're picking up is the Peter David Spider-Girl and then the Ultimate Spider-Man with Jonathan Hickman. Those are my two favorites right now.
Yep. Which is actually the book I got. Yeah.
Peter David Spider-Girl.
Well, Jonathan Hickman.
Oh, sorry. Is it Tom DeFalco?
Yeah.
Although, well, you always Breen. I get confused because you're talking about Supergirl, so kind of.
Oh no, I was thinking. I go, wait a minute. Did he write that? Did he write one of the minis that I read? No, it was all DeFalco.
Can you imagine if Peter David wrote a Spider-Girl?
It'd have been good.
I was so happy. Because he wrote 29. He wrote 2099 when he said baby.
But Tom DeFalco had a feel for that. There's that M2. He wrote most of it, and yeah, it's all good stuff. Like
the only thing I didn't like is Peter missing a leg.
I guess in it.
I need to have a reason for him not to be Spider-Man anymore. But I was like, I don't know, man.
Well, there's a lot more to that story.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyways,
All right.
I'm going to sleep. See you
Have a
guys.
good night.
You too.
Yeah.
Night, Tefs. Well.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Bye.
AK covers for time zone, but Anchorage is an hour behind. I keep forgetting that like California is only like 2 hours behind. I thought they were 3 hours behind.
They're 3 hours behind me.
Yeah,
Behind
you. That's what throws me off because, as I said, I'm hanging out with the East Coasters all the time. It's like I get confused. But oh man. Oh, I ended up watching online. They had the not Trevor. It was Garfield Christmas, or they had the Garfield Halloween, then the Thanksgiving special, and then the Christmas special. I was watching that today. They're airing that on YouTube for kids or whatever. That's just the most weirdest thing too. Is like when they air stuff on the kids stuff. Even though I'm not on the kids app, I'm watching it through the main app. There's the comment section is disabled. But I guess they don't want kids seeing bad words.
Yeah, and you can't like if you subscribe to those channels, you can't turn on all notifications because somehow it's dangerous to children. I don't know why.
Oh, that's because a random MK will show up. They think it's Mario Kart, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is a Mario Kart! You just ripped out Luigi's spine."
Yeah, for some
MK
reason,
has a new icon, a new profile pic for the new year coming up. I see.
Every month he has a new one. Remember he had Rainbow for June?
Oh, there's my candy. Oh crap! It's melted in the pocket. God damn. Yeah, I was at chocolate. I remember where I put it.
In your pocket?
Yeah, I put some Kit Kats in my pocket. It's all squishy and melty. You know?
Put in the freezer.
Whatever. I'll just
Well, it's better than the other thing, Pinks.
Huh? Oh.
It's hot and warm and gooey all over your fingers.
Yeah, you haven't put salt in your pocket.
Yeah.
Like
Chocolate. I'm talking about the chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for some reason this didn't pop up in the YouTube notifications. I'm like, why aren't they showing live? What the heck? They're like blacklisting the thing again.
I don't know. I just put Christmas hangout, show and tell, whatever, and like I didn't do a thumbnail at all. I'm like, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. It's all good. I mean, on YouTube, usually I get the notification.
My wife has the Blu-ray
Weird.
Queen this Christmas. She got the Lord of the Rings and the Godzilla and Kong movies. Nice. I still have the Lord of the Rings and VHS trilogy extended collection. Still sealed up. I doubt it's worth any money unless these nerds are like, oh, it's VHS. It's rare. I doubt it, though.
Wait, you got it on VHS sealed up?
Yeah. The original VHS trilogy is still sealed up.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah. I'm like, I got to find the right nerd to sell to for like $400.
My half price has
about
second, third one, the extended cut box sets that are in the special packaging for like $5. I need to jump on those.
Zach,
Wait, hold on. You mean there's Lord of the Rings movies that are already longer than some marriages?
Mm-hmm.
They actually have extended versions where there's even more boredom.
Yeah, 3.5 weeks of walking.
My God.
Yeah, they're even better than the normal theatrical version. Well, if you like it.
Sure they are.
Yeah, they have a documentary showing how them just walking and then taking second breakfasty and just then having the rest. And they talk. They're toking it up a little bit and just talk.
Bilbo inspects the new corn on his giant foot. Which would be more interesting than Lord of the Rings.
Bring would probably like there was somebody did a parody and actually in a book form, and instead of Bilbo Baggins, it was actually Dildo Baggins, and what's his face? Frodo was Frito. I think Gandalf was Good Golf.
I always love the movie I saw. A meme says Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, or Harry Pothead, the Sorcerer's Stone. That was the meme. They're doing that for a while.
Oh yeah. That movie confused me because apparently it has two different titles depending on the region. I think one of the movies or something.
Right?
Yeah, so I'm like, I thought it was a sequel, and it turned out to be the same movie, just under a different name or
Yeah,
whatever.
but Trusty, our FF readings are more interesting. Yeehaw!
Do you have the extended versions of those? You can upload there.
Extended boredom, extreme boredom edition. Oh man!
And I said I had a friend that had the centerpiece of his kitchen table was this little miniature Middle Earth display.
Oh, nice.
And I said he was absolutely obsessed with Lord of the Rings. And it's weird. I mean, I said that the people that like it really like it. I never did a thing for me. I mean,
You've never seen the original Star Wars trilogy either, have you?
No, I have.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen them. I think Return of the Jedi, which was supposed to be called Revenge of the Jedi, but I digress.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that since I saw it in the theater. So
they made posters before they changed the name, and those Revenge of the Jedi official posters are like stupid expensive.
Yeah, I've seen 2 of the 3 second batch with Natalie Portman, and I didn't care enough to see the Disney ones.
Yeah, you didn't miss anything.
Well, I'm not. Again, I said I like the Star Wars movies, but I'm not. Yeah, I don't have the same affinity for those. Yeah, because a lot of other people in the geek sphere have. Because I guess when this stuff is basically everything, whereas like you and I watch probably as much sports as this stuff, if not more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't get. There's.
You know
I
what
don't
I
really
like?
get attached to this. Like
I'm
none of it's like live or die for me type.
I'm not a sports guy, but I saw a clip on Instagram of Terry Bradshaw singing a song.
Oh yeah, he put out an album.
Yeah,
or at least a single.
And I'm like,
he has an album.
I find that more interesting than anything else today I saw. That was just like, really? I guess so.
And I want to clarify. I'm not knocking, people that are just like I said that live and die their favorite, live action or animated properties. It's just that when my friend that that I get together with every Christmas Eve, it probably hasn't watched 10 games in his life total. So he could care less, just like a lot of people. And when you don't watch sports, you have a hell of a lot more time to watch a hell of a lot more stuff, and you have to watch your favorites over and over and over.
Yeah, it's true. Well, I mean, I was born a year before Star Wars came out, so I hit it at that right time in my life. So,
oh man, did you see The Rock dress up as the '90s Rock for Christmas?
Did you see Sparrow burn him? Sparrow replied.
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
why would Sparrow make fun of his WWE Lord?
He said something to the effect of that he was a scammer this past year. He was full of crap this past year.
Called him Dwayne the Brand Johnson.
Yeah.
You mean they don't like him for the whole thing with the Maui, or I guess the Hawaii situation?
I don't know.
I'm glad Aaron isn't so far gone that he doesn't call a Hollywood A-lister walking on a stage and staring at people for 5 minutes cinema.
Who did that?
No, it's a WWE stands call everything they do cinema.
Cinema. This is
It cooks. Oh. And at least
now that's cinema.
Aaron at least doesn't go that far because that's.
They hated the whole thing with Darby Allin lighting Jungle Boy on fire. They hated that. So what did somebody replied in the chat? It said, "Well, at least it's unpredictable." Where unlike WE, it's like you're gonna have. It's like the only thing you don't know about WE what's unpredictable is which Samoan's gonna come out.
Do those WWE fans forget? Did they forget there was a little something called ECW?
Yeah, they hate ECW because it's not
Well, no, they unless it's sanctioned by WWE. But if
Yeah.
if they did the same thing in WWE, they would say they're literally cooking.
Yeah.
Literally.
Trusty, I know I have not watched The Chosen at all. The only thing Chosen I've watched was Ash, the Chosen one. No.
The Froggy video advertising the channel. That was hilarious. It just showed up in my recommended thing. Yeah, the Froggy video. Yeah.
Oh, and from like 2 years ago when Governors of the Universe, when everybody was pissed about Governors of the Universe.
Yeah, you're number one right there. And I was like, wait a minute, that guy was familiar. The Froggy guy. I actually commented on that. And when you said something like, you don't look at our videos, you're an idiot or something. I don't know. This is
if you don't say it's like he said, like if you don't watch his videos, I'll hunt you down, I'll find you, I'll beat your ass or something.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Hey Jackson, if you're going to talk about Little Lotta, you can stop with eats.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Little
I
Lotta.
cut my own hair actually the other day. See?
There was a bunch of little Lotta comic books at my shop. I've seen.
Yes, strange enough, I am not a big Harvey fan. I mean, I don't mind hot stuff in Casper, but the Richie Rich, Little Lotta,
Yeah, right.
Those. I don't dislike them, but I have very few of them.
I'm a Harvey fan. I believe in Harvey Dent.
Yes.
Yeah, there's supposedly there's a little dot issue where it's implied that she's stoned on LSD or something. I wish I could remember what issue it was. It's
Little Lotta the fat 12-year-old one that eats everything.
This is little dot.
Oh,
and apparently
Little Dot's one that was on the cover judging her, right?
Right. Well, there were dots also, but apparently those in the know will pay more for that. The same as like the Betty and Me beat off cover.
Whoa!
It's
oh wow.
Yeah. But I can't remember which one it is.
I'd buy that for $1.
What?
The Betty beat off.
You did. It came out as a facsimile. You bought it, I think.
I don't think I got it.
We're Archie's carrying her out of the water, and he said he had to beat off 3 other guys to rescue her.
I don't think I got that one. I think I got the other one with Betty Veronica. I got the one.
That was
So the one I got, like one I can find is where she jumps in the diving board.
Okay, that's a different one. But this was from the 60s.
Yeah,
it was Betty and Me, number 19. And that issue is worth over $1,000 now.
Oh yeah, you're telling me about that. So
and Howler Mouse found it in an antique store for $2.
Yeah.
And the person that sold it to him was looking up other comics to see what they were worth. Didn't bother with the only one that was.
And Howler Mouse probably didn't say the word. He's just like,
yeah, that's it. To quote Peter Brady. He cavited her eruptor. That was his trying to pronounce caveat emptor. Let the buyer beware.
Yeah.
And I said, that's a dilemma. What do you do? Like, remember when someone found the Detective 27 in a garage sale? What do you do? I mean, do you owe it to that person to?
No, you don't.
Yeah,
you don't know it, but you do it anyway. I would.
Well, that's good. You do that. I'll take the book home for $25 or less.
Well, look, Alex said, here would be mine. If you were
living myself,
if you were buying it for yourself, I don't know that I'd say anything. If I saw him go, I'm flipping that, I buy it, then I say, look, you just sold me a very valuable book. I'm going to flip it. I will split it with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you tell them that, you're not getting it. And they put it out to sell it.
Yep.
So, I mean, whether that's, selective fairness or not.
I wouldn't even say anything because then they're probably like, even if you bought it, they'll make a big stink, want you to give money back and take the book back.
Well, the odds of that ever happening to any of us are quite slim, so I don't.
Yeah, the
think
odds of me
it's
ever
worth
telling them it's slim to nothing.
it.
I'm sure the
We
person
live in a
that,
world where we have eBay. You can look up on your phone and all that stuff. You have
Yeah.
kids that can do all that stuff, for you.
you'd
like-
be surprised how many people just have no idea any of this stuff exists. I mean, that's why you still hear the occasional stories like that. There's somebody that found like the bunch of Ty Cobb baseball cards in their attic.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Oh,
it was about
God.
a year ago. It's just like it still happens because if people, like I said, if you your parents or your grandparents had something, and it just kind of, if you didn't throw things away like most people,
Mhm.
and they just kind of went from generation to generation and stayed in that same box or whatever, and
Yeah.
or you've had the same family house for generations, and it's been sitting in the attic for decades and it hasn't been eaten by silverfish. I mean, but if the next generation isn't into anything hobby related,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
I mean it's rare, but
I remember when I was working at Lowe's, I was walking in, I found a $20 bill on the ground, and one of the other managers saw me pick it up and just go to pocket it. And she's like, she's like, oh, is it yours? It's like, and I said, it is now. And like, what if that was yours? You dropped it. Wouldn't you man? It's like, well, I have a wallet. I put my money in a wallet. If I drop my wallet, it's a different story because I have my credit cards and all stuff in there. I'm not keeping a credit card. It's like a $20 bill that's on the ground. And I'm thinking, like, because she wanted to go give it to me, she wanted to put it inside the cash drawer inside, in case somebody comes back for it. Bullshit.
Yeah.
You're gonna pocket yourself.
I was
Yeah.
I was stopping at a gas station on the way to work one time, and I saw something on the ground. Looked down, it was a money clip. So I reached out, picked it up. I walked into the place, looked around to see if anybody was like panicking.
Yeah.
It was obvious that whoever dropped it had already gone. Probably still hadn't noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah, good
So
for me.
how much it really depends on how much it is.
This had 140 on it.
Yeah, then 140 is different than the $20. I mean, 140. Once you get up to the hundreds, you start getting in there. The triple digit stuff. Someone might come back looking for it, but how do you know it's even theirs? You're gonna advertise, "Hey, we found money." Everybody's like, "That's mine." I had one time I left my phone somewhere in the break room, and I came back in there like I accidentally clicked the bathroom. Someone had taken it. Oh, and I said, like, dude, I said, have you seen a phone? And he's like, oh, and they're like, what does it look like? A phone. Like, it's like I said, if you have my phone and go get it back, I'm calling the cops. That's theft. So.
God, yeah, a couple years ago at a convention I was working, every time you stepped out, you had to, every time you came back in, you had to empty your pockets. Since I smoked, I'd go outside, I'd come back in, I had to empty everything. And I left my phone in the back of the bottom of the tray.
Oh no!
And I went back. I realized about 10 minutes later, went back, and they kept it for me, which was nice.
Yeah. Geeky, as he said, he found a phone or wallet Christmas Eve, a couple years back. He turned it in, and apparently it had $500 of cash in it. Dang.
Oh, wallet, no hesitation. I turn it in immediately.
Most wallets, if it's person has an ID or something,
right? Because I said you can say, "Look, somebody dropped this outside." I don't care. Not after I take the money out of it. I mean, if it's a money clip with nothing else on, I said, sorry. Yeah, I mean, that's probably bad because I'm sure that person may have retraced their steps at some point.
They might have. I mean, like, I remember I lost a wallet one time. You know where the wallet was? In my room. It fell between my bed and the wall. And it fell in that perfect place, crevice, where it didn't fall all the way down. It stayed there. And I had to go cancel my cards and stuff. About 2 years later, I'm in there cleaning out under my bed and all stuff. And all of a sudden I look up there. There's a freaking wallet right there. I'm like, you freaking kidding me? But, yeah, I mean, if it has the credit card, it has a name or any identification that's already in the wallet, yeah, obviously. But if it's laying there, who knows how long it's been laying there? Especially in a money clip. It could have been sitting there for a couple hours there, or who knows, you know. And I look around to see. I'm like, does anybody see this? You know, it's like, okay, whatever. I'm like, it's not. And she's like, my former boss. She's like, well, that's theft. I said, that's who am I stealing it from?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a money bag off of an armored car. I'm not John Cusack stealing money and then trying to turn it into nickels. Yeah. You know, yeah. But yeah, I just get tired of people like that and just like try to like, you know, get in your case for that crap. Like if I found an action comics, you know, #1, and it's graded and it's on the ground. Am I gonna go in and it's outside the parking lot? You think I'm gonna go in the comic book store? Is this anybody's?
It's just
No.
it's just on the ground in the park.
Well, first of all, I'd be like, I'd sit there for like a couple minutes and look to see what's going on. Look to see there's no sniper and all that stuff.
Yeah, no, there would have to be a huge catch. Nobody was just going to drop action #1, 9.0 graded and slabbed in the middle.
If they're carrying their boxes in and they fell down and they didn't notice and they go inside the store, it'd be like, that's one thing. It's like, but I mean, like, imagine it, someone just discarded laying there and you're like, fuck.
If you let's say you came across and actually you found an action #1,
Mm-hmm.
it could be a 0.5 to a 5.0.
Yeah.
Or doesn't matter. Would you sell it? Would you go put it up for auction, like a Heritage or something?
I'd probably hang on to it just to say I'm one of the people that owns it.
Think about the responsibility and the stress that would come with that, though. Like, where are you going to store it? Are you going to store it at your house? What if your house burns down? What if your house gets broken into? I mean,
well,
like,
if the house burns down, if my house burns down, I'm burning down with it. I'm burning down with that Action Comics.
I mean, Nicolas Cage, who was wealthy, lived in a gated mansion community, could not protect his action #1.
Somebody broke in and stole it?
Yeah.
Well, they also break in because you're a celebrity. They know you have money. They know you have good things.
Yeah, but I still, and plus,
Had it been like you or me,
because of my family, I'd be able to take care of my.
You know, what would be like if it was you or me. Well, first of all, Eric's already experienced this. People broke into meth heads, and they took some stuff, but they forgot some of the more valuable stuff they didn't know about, or just were in a hurry. You know, they took some of your baseball cards, but they left with it. Which one did they leave? That was really expensive.
No, they took all the ones that were in the room, but the room next to it had hundreds more just like it.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah.
But the ones that they got were really, really valuable. But they also took the cards that were out that weren't worth anything. So
I wonder if they caught, because you can look who's if you have the inventory, you know what cards they were. The cops go in the pawn store, see if anybody's selling these cards.
Well, here's the thing. You go into Joe's baseball card shop.
Yeah.
Joe has just bought a 1954 Hank Aaron for $20. Mm-hmm. It's worth $1,000. Cops come in. Yeah, this person had this stuff stolen. Have you seen any of this? No, can't say that I have. You're counting on the shop owners, to be honest.
Yeah.
And they're not always, because I said these meth heads probably sold them to a store that I called that afternoon, and was given the runaround by everyone, or they didn't, and put them did something else with them. But you were talking about the action #1 graded.
Yeah,
those have serial numbers on them. One of the ways that, like, when people get
stolen,
because somebody broke into a comic shop and stole like $1 million worth of slab.
So this is what I do, and I'd probably, if I had to do that, I'd break it out of the graded thing. Just can't.
Well, with an action #1, I bet that would be almost as hard to fence as an uncut diamond. Because I said I'm sure there's, one thing honestly I have noticed, comic book shop owners, they are honest. Record store owners, I've noticed that they look out for each other also.
Mm-hmm.
And that in the day led to catching a decent amount of thieves. But card shop, I don't know. But the action one, because I said, if you walk into a store with action number one, you're gonna raise on. In fact, there are very few stores that have the wherewithal to purchase an action number one.
Well, I wouldn't take it to the comic book store. I'd send it in and get graded.
Well,
You should take it up
you
to
said
half
it already
price.
was
So I'll
graded.
give you $10.
If it was graded, take it out so you can't trace the number, and then go trade it in.
They might have things they can check, see if they've ever graded that one before.
Oh,
But I said it. Your best if you legitimately came across an action number one and wanted to sell it, Heritage Auction House would probably be your best bet.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
they just sell one a couple years ago. They sold Superman
Recently and didn't even get $1 million for it.
Wow.
Well, yeah, you can take it up to half price, and they'll be. Oh,
Nice.
you've got $6. Yeah.
After they handle it and destroy it.
Yeah.
But I will, not that it makes it any better, but I will defend half price books for a minute. One of the reasons why they don't pay shit is because they buy so much shit that they throw away more stuff probably that makes it than make
I
it
got
to the shelf.
so many free
Yeah,
CDs and DVDs out of their dumpster they kept throwing away.
Now they started doing like $2 sales that they would put in like high school gyms and shit. And when you know that most of what you buy you're not even gonna be able to resell, you basically pay shit.
So if you have 30 of one thing a book and you're not selling any of them, why would you keep buying them? That's my problem with them. They'll have like multiple copies of the same thing. Why are you buying more? People, like literally, they can just all you can say is no. We have enough of these. We don't need any more. Because they have it's called Mega Media Exchange. Used to call it Take Two before that. Whenever someone come in, I go to sell something. They said like, oh, we're not taking any more of these. We already have enough. They'd actually would turn you down. Wouldn't just buy it off you. Other times, if you're lucky, they buy it off you. You gotta. I always take it them because you pay for cash for it. Versus GameStop will be like, we'll give you more in stock credit. I'm like, I'm going to make a exchange because I'll go sell that same game, and I'll get more in cash than they would with them or in their in-store credit. Like they totally would scam you in GameStop. That's why I hated GameStop. I didn't buy games from there anymore. But
Man, the stuff that stores throw away. I learned this when I was at Walmart. It pained me to do it. You have no choice.
Because they get write-offs.
It's unbelievable.
The magazines or comic books. Remember they used to throw comic books away. They tear the cover off and throw the comic book inside.
Yeah, you can still get those like on eBay and stores and stuff. Yeah, they'd have to tear off either the top or the side of the cover just to show that it was.
There's a lot of stuff that when I worked at Lowe's. Yeah, a lot of stuff they throw in the dumpster, like electronic stuff and stuff that was like still good, because the company sent the Lowe's the money for it, they pay and reimburse them, and they and then they have to send a picture they're throwing it into the dumpster, and I'm like, dude, give me that tool. It's like,
but see, it's weird because that's like illegal. You go to jail for that, even though it's going to be thrown away.
I know, right?
It's crazy.
And they had to have a fence around because they had people that try to climb inside the dumpster outside.
That's why those compactors are like closed in all the way through, not just the compactor part. Yeah.
I'm like, you're throwing that vacuum in perfectly fine shop vac. What's wrong with it? The wheel's busted. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Like brand new stuff, just throwing it away in there. It's just it just pissed me off so much.
Those page punchers that I got for clearance at Walmart for like $10 each, those were probably a week away from going into the compactor. I'm glad I saved them.
When I was talking electronics, I helped a few people out with vacuum cleaners. They don't have a huge selection, maybe like 10. I want to say something around there. And I kept recommending like 3 or 4 to this one guy, He's like, nah, I don't know. He's like, that one looks like it sucks. You know, I'm like, I don't know. He's first like, you know, he was like being serious about it, and then he kept like smirking and saying the same thing. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I was like, wasn't that what you want? One that sucks really good. So, you know, yeah, but I think you ended up getting like one of the lower rated ones because it was cheaper actually.
Hey, Shirls, what's up? It's been a hot minute. I just wanted to pop in and say hello to everyone. I hope all is well. Merry Christmas, belated. In case your people are wondering who the girl is, why we have a girl in the chat, because we don't really have girls in the chats. It's always guys. Cheryl's has read with us before. When we read those Wonder Woman comic books, she was our Wonder Woman voice actress.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, a couple of your things.
Yeah, it's always great. Merry Christmas to you, Cheryl's, as well.
Hey Jay, is that Star Walker, that guy in your avatar?
No, that's Rook.
No, man.
I mean, not Star. Well, I just totally screwed that up.
It's Rook.
Star Lord. That's the guy I was thinking of.
No.
Because he reminded me of Cabal, so I put that picture up early for me.
No. So it's
like
Rook
very similar
from Rook Exodus, Ghost Machine comic book.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be starting back up here, I think, in February.
Soon. Because I'm like, I like Rockefeller, but man, Rook was just starting to really cool.
Yeah, Rook is really cool. I love it. It's my favorite one.
And I'm with Breen. I'm with Breen. I'm not a big fan of the dystopian stuff, but like that has a good story.
It's a little it being on another planet, a colony planet, that makes it a little less dystopian. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Yeah, I honestly, Ghost Machine right now, if I were to rank the books, Red Coat is top. Then I have Rook, and I'm trying to, and then Geiger would be a third place for me. Beneath that would be, I'm trying to think. Rockefellers, Hyde Street after that, and then Hornsby and Halo, and then whatever's left after that would be that'd be my top.
I'd go Rook, Geiger, Redcoat, Hyde Street, then Rockefellers. I don't care about Halo and Hornsby.
Yeah, I still say Pedro Pascal should not be Reed Richards. Make him the head of the family in the Rockefellers movie.
Yeah, it looks he's obviously.
It's literally him with the mustache and everything.
Oh, they're making a movie?
No. If they ever did make a movie,
okay. Gotcha.
He's nothing like Reed Richards, and he is everything like this character that's in this book.
Well, Geeky, there really isn't any losers. There's just all of them are winners with Ghost Machine.
How old is Ghost Machine? Is it like a newer book or older?
Less. It's a brand. It's Jeff Johns.
Jeff Johns started it last year.
Oh, right. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say it sounds familiar, but
I think it's 2 years old now.
Geiger
started.
Technically, Geiger and Junkyard Joe started, but the actual Ghost Machine brand's not even a year old yet.
So, Jay,
yeah,
when you saw the picture of the 9 guys that formed Ghost Machine, how surprised were you to realize that one of them was a butch lesbian?
Oh, I figured that out right away because I went in there and looked to see if they were going to do any woke stuff, and she hit my radar right away. But fortunately, even though she has all the makings of being one of those people, she isn't, at least not yet.
No, but she also had no credits in the industry.
True.
And they make her a partner. And when they listed the main people, she gets listed by name. Brian Hitch and Peter J. Tomasi are part of the and more.
Oh my God! Now that's not right.
So I'm a little wondering because I didn't pay attention to the picture. I just looked and I saw, okay, I don't recognize some of these dudes, but then one of them turned out to be.
Which picture? You know the one from today, Merry Christmas one?
No, it was just a picture that they put out when they first formed it.
She's the one that wrote Devour.
Oh,
which like I said, is clearly the worst book that they've published so far, but I've read worse from she's straight white men. So it's not that it's terrible. It's just, but I
wonder if Johns was smart enough to add her as like a security blanket, an ace in the hole to keep, I don't know, to keep the
to keep
woke
actual powerless weirdos from
right.
destroying another. Like, ask the X Office how that worked. The
Yeah, what's
X-Men, the
X-
greatest brand in comics history, arguably, is dead thanks to mismanagement, and then finally by taking a concept, pushing the guy out of the way, and making it gay fanfic. It's finished.
Yeah.
What's his deal with the X-Men Uncanny and Uncanny X-Men?
Okay, the name. Okay, so I've been collecting X-Men covers digitally. I do that with a lot of comics.
No, but I mean, like recently, are they doing another crossover with X-Men and Uncanny? Because I know originally it was called X-Men, and then they became Uncanny towards the later years.
And then it officially became Uncanny. It was called Uncanny before it. Well, it is a weird. Brian, you were there. You know, you'd have to explain what they were doing with that.
They just added Uncanny to the title in like issue 140 something, or maybe a little earlier than that.
114.
114, yeah, 114.
Yeah, I know because I was doing it today.
Was it the 70s or the 80s?
But they say that original
70s.
X-Men series, which is the X-Men, and then at the very tail end, Uncanny X-Men ended in 1981. Then the Uncanny X-Men series officially started right after that. It's confused. At least that's how it is on League of Comic Geeks.
But by 1981, they were in the 140s, so that doesn't match up either.
League Comic Geeks too.
No, you're right, Jay. They do that, but it doesn't add up because 114 was published, I think, in 1977 or 8.
So yeah. That's not the only site that does
know, but
it.
that's what I'm saying. They started calling it Uncanny X-Men, but it was still part of the original X-Men line. And then when it officially started, even though it was being called, this is where it's confusing. Even though it was already being called Uncanny X-Men, it officially became the Uncanny X-Men in 81. But they started doing it in 78. I know it's freaking confusing.
So for me, I remember looking at Marvel fandom, and it goes up to a certain number, and then you have to go click into volume 2 in order to get the rest of it, because that's annoying. Like, just have it as one volume, and then just click to go to the next volume, or whatever, instead of like I have to back out and I have to do a search. It's like, it's just dumb. But yeah, I guess a lot of Marvel is pretty much dead. Like the Marvel books. Then the Marvel book I should say I'm enjoying is Ultimate Spider-Man. You know, I do like the Moon Knight, maybe because the Moon Knight is not forced diversity and all that stuff in there. It's not crappy like all the X-Men titles are. Moon Knight's actually been decent.
Well, you know, if you want to, Jay, you're asking if he did that for like insurance. You know, the one thing I would say that, and I still don't agree with it, because there's no way in hell that that ninth person couldn't have been somebody more qualified,
like Marvel
with some bona fides.
Ultimate X-Men could have had somebody else in there.
Well, no, I'm saying Ghost Machine. They could have hijacked a more talented person than whatever that person's name is. You know, because I said trying to appease the unappeasable has never worked. Now, Mark Millar doesn't play that shit. His books don't sell shit either. Ghost Machine's selling way better than Mark Millar's books.
Yeah.
And I think Mark Millar's books are better. I like them both, but if I had to choose, I think,
I like Junkyard Joe and I like Redcoat. I could, if you dropped the titles, I have no problem.
I don't want to drop any from either one.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, if I were to drop them and stop buying anyone, I can get by with maybe just Hyde Street, Redcoat, and then Junkyard Joe. You know.
Well, see, that's the difference, because Mark Millar, he does all of his own books, right? Does he have people that work for him, other writers?
Yeah, he has guest artists.
He has he has. You know, he writes them, but everybody else he contracts out, and he hires the best people available.
Well, I think that's the difference, though, because Ghost Machine is like a company with an all-star lineup and the lesbian girl, but mainly an all-star lineup. And
sure, it's lesbian, not trans.
No, she's a lesbian.
Yeah, she's a woman. Yeah.
Now it kind of reminds me of a DC Black Label. all the best creators in Kelly Sue DeConnick.
Yeah.
And that label is trash. Now, I mean, it's just it means nothing.
Nope.
I mean, if you're gonna show the Batwing, commit to that. Don't just back out.
The Energon. I'm sure people were a little nervous when
Kelly Thompson
was writing Scarlet, and I said whether or not that was whether or not they wrote them as a couple, but they couldn't make it obvious. I don't know.
Scarlet's over right now.
But I'm saying, I would be worried because Robert Kirkman got really, really woke.
Well, yeah, for the Invincible.
Oh,
yeah.
And with Walking Dead, when he said he regrets there not being more representation,
which makes me think that he's gonna start. He's gonna keep going with Walking Dead Deluxe.
Now I'm just gonna put this out there. If I were in the zombie apocalypse, making sure I was still wearing my hijab, probably not my top priority.
Would you would you be wearing your face mask to make sure you don't catch any diseases and die?
And
because here's the thing: if I in the zombie apocalypse, it's gonna smell like ass outside. All the rotting corpses everywhere. You just get to just.
Yeah, I'd mask up for that reason because I said everybody romanticizes the Old West. Everything smelled like ass.
Yeah,
just
I do.
Victorian England, ass.
Yeah, they used to dump their piss pots and shit pots right out the top windows, just right onto the
on the people walking
right onto the hoi polloi.
Yeah,
you'd be sitting down there, and all of a sudden you get sprayed with poop.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
No, I said I just I don't want to see. Your comics are. I'm not saying they're on life support, but they're not that far off. And if you've got a good idea, please, for the love of God, don't start DEIing it up to appease people that you cannot satisfy.
Well, that's why I tell people
just tell them to fuck off and roll with it, and and live with the slings and arrows because they'll go away.
Do what you want to do, and like if someone gets offended, okay, they got offended. Don't cater to that one person because that one person's offended. Chances are, if you're writing something that you like, there might be other people that like it, But like I said, so many people get offended or they're scared, and then other times because they don't have the pull like Mark Millar does, so they basically are stuck making changes in order to get it published. But what's crazy though is everybody's been pointing out is that all these big YouTubers I noticed lately are putting out mangas and comic books now. They're getting into this thing. So they saw what Eric July is doing, and they're doing the same thing now. They're trying to basically put out books and stuff, make money.
I was gonna say if I'm Jeff Johns.
Hi, Jeff Johns.
If he comes out and says, "Look, this person whose name I can't remember is a friend of mine,
Merrick Chavez.
I own the company.
Yep.
I hired her.
Yep.
Deal with it. I have no problem with that because that's the perks of having your own company is you can play with. But if you hire somebody like that just to keep Twitter off your back, then you've done it for all the wrong reasons, and you'll lose paying customers to gain pirates. That's not a winning business strategy. No. So
it is interesting though because I do read books through pirated means, but I also buy the exact book I'm reading.
Yeah, but you do, but there's so many people on those sites that have been paid for a comic book ever.
There are tons of people on there leaving comments and stuff. It's like, and then they get arguments over it. And one guy says, "Oh, this is crap," or another person's like, "Oh, I love this book," and like. I'm like, I don't log in because I'm too lazy to create a freaking account to leave comments. But sometimes I understand it's like, bro, you love this book? Why don't you go buy it?
And the industry is more apt to make changes to appease the pirates than the people that are paying for the product. And again, another not so great strategy, which again is why comics are close to being on life support. And not giving there's not
enough Paul Levitzes out there anymore. That's
I'll just say this: manga is doing better. Manga is still pirated just as much as comic books are.
And it's also
It's
not
bad.
selling as well as it was 2 years ago. I mean,
No, it's not. It's
manga has peaked. And like I said, this would be yeah, like DC. You know, we're bringing back Hush. Jim Lee's going to draw a book for the first. He's actually going to draw consecutive issues for the first
oh
time in
my
the
gosh.
21st century. Well,
Yeah.
okay, since 2000.
So
Since Hush
I
won
read
first.
I read
No,
today.
the Superman one he did.
Oh,
I
the
read
new
the
52. Yeah.
yeah. So I read the new Vampirella book, the
Hello,
Christmas special,
oh yeah,
and
holiday it was.
she gets this Gatling gun, and Mrs. Claus basically says like, here you go, you know, and he's like, and Vampirella says, who wouldn't love a giant life-filled ass gun, you know?
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big giant minigun, like Liefeld, you know, yeah, and just like they name drop him twice in it, and I was just like, they don't say Rob Liefeld, they just say Liefeld, and it's like, man, I love that when they people do that, make comments like that, especially a giant Gatling gun, because yeah, like, and then she kind of like, and then Vampirella saying that too, it's like, just, you know, breaking the fourth wall a little bit, and honestly, I like the fact that they are, dude, they are not a, usually they would sense they cover up in all the books. You get a freaking ass shot in the thong. It's like, what the heck? I haven't seen that in forever for Dynamite. So it just shows that they're starting to basically, you know what? We're gonna be like Xenoscope and actually start selling books. But I'm curious though. I mean, guys, I know I buy Xenoscope. I think Jim buys it too. Maybe Eric and Boyd. I'm not sure. But like, other than that, I don't really know anybody who goes out and buys Xenoscope. Xenoscope is one of those books acquires that basically like it is popular, you know, but it's not super popular. Where I hear people like, dude, you get the new book. Like I like certain characters out of there, Robin Hood, Belle, and like, you know, Red Agent stuff that. But like, I don't hear anybody else like, hey, did you read the new issue of this? And I don't think it's because people just don't talk about books anymore.
No,
Or
Zenoscope is there,
yeah,
but it's not. You know, there. It's not.
It's good stories.
It's not water cooler material.
No,
anymore.
but they're really fun, good stories though. I'm surprised that more people aren't just reviewing and talking about them. You know, because I think most people think like, oh, it's just cheesecake and that's it, and that's why they kind of don't talk about it.
Well, again, there's a lot out there that
like. I feel like people only talk about the bad books. They can defend them. Oh, you hear what they did? This shit, yeah, that gets most.
No, it's not. It's not on anybody. It's not on top of anybody's list, but it's on enough lists to survive. I mean, they're still around. A lot of companies have come and gone in that time.
Grim Tales of Terror, which was a quarterly. Yeah, the new one for Christmas came out. But yeah, the Grim Fairy Tales. I started getting into that recently, and just like they're fun books. Would I say they're as good as Kosher Mafia? No. But like I said, you know what you're getting from the book, you know, and the story, and if you either you enjoy it or you don't enjoy it. Like I said, they're not the most compelling. They never really were.
Yes, I saw where, you know, while Zach was making a bunch of points that countermanded his own new persona by criticizing things he hadn't read.
What?
Which again, I guess he became his own birthday party clown, but he did make an analogy with Ghost Machine that may or may not actually come to pass.
It's a new Wildstorm.
He compared it to CrossGen.
Oh.
But I mean, now because if you work right now, Ghost Machine, they're all exclusive. Just like because CrossGen went one step further.
Yeah.
You had to move to the compound in Florida. I don't know how. I don't know.
That sounds weird. Like
Well, basically, he wanted everybody there. But he paid for their living, paid for their insurance. I mean, it was a great gig at the time. And Chuck Dixon made the move. Mark Waid made the move. Jack Geis. I mean, there was some. They had all kinds.
Did Dixon, when he was in CrossGen, was he already kicked out of DC?
No, it was between gigs.
Oh,
he went back to DC after that for a bit.
Mm.
So I don't think he was at CrossGen. He wasn't original. I don't know if he still had to move down there when they hired him, but the original gang did. But Yeah, because there are no superhero books at Ghost Machine. CrossGen didn't have superheroes; they had everything else. But it also the problem with CrossGen was they got too big too quick, and the market was just not. It was post boom by about a
I
decade.
never. They had Rook. Was that their book? Rook?
No, Rook's current Ghost Machine.
No. There was another one called Rook.
No, there was Ruse.
Ruse. Is it sure it's Ruse?
Yeah, it was
Crooks. You're thinking of Crux, right? I'm looking at it right now. Crux was released in 2001. Is that what you're thinking of?
Let me look it up.
Sojourn. I think that was their most popular one, wasn't it?
No, Rook. Actually, was a comic book.
Oh, it is Rook. Okay.
Well, that was a Warren magazine.
Erie in '82. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
first appearance.
There's a Vampirella Rook crossover somewhere.
So Rook, because I thought the Rook was
And Jay, were you into comics when CrossGen was a thing?
No, I was not. Not. Well, actually, at the tail end, but I never really knew of them though.
I pretty much had all of them, and they were interesting. I mean, they were. It was kind of unique for the time. But I'll tell you what, what made me hate CrossGen?
What's that?
When I sold my collection, and I had a full long box of CrossGen, and I could barely carry it down a flight of stairs. It might be the heaviest box of comics I've ever touched.
So what was the most popular book from CrossGen? Because I'm leaning towards Sojourn, whatever it is.
Well, Sojourn was up there because Greg Land's art was beautiful.
Yeah,
and he didn't have the stigma of being a tracer yet.
Yep.
But oh god, I think it wasn't Mystic, but one of the there was a girl named Sephi in the book. And I think that might have been the most popular one because it really connected with young girls. But I can't remember the title. Shoot. Yeah, it's been 20 years. My memory's still fuzzy on those.
Yeah, I'm still tired. I've been up.
Wow, Leslie died. He died 5 years ago.
Who did?
Mark Alessi, the guy who started it.
Oh yeah.
Heart attack.
And you remember the nice thing Mark Waid did for him, don't you?
No, what happened there?
When his wife left him, his wife had left him. They divorced him. When the company went out of business, he sent him a black wreath and said, "What would your wife think of this?" or something just completely shitty.
God, what a piece.
It was one of the. I mean, so all right, yeah. Mark Waid is an absolute piece of shit as a human being. I mean, totally. There's no way to sugarcoat it.
I thought Mark Waid did something where somebody's dog died. It made sense like a dog toy or something like them.
No.
There's no there with Mark with the dog. Somebody's dog died.
I wonder how many times he's had his ass kicked. It has to be numerous.
Not enough.
Yeah.
You just randomly see him run up to him, punch him in the face, and then probably never.
He has to be that type. Like if you're around him, he's probably like your best friend. But as soon as you leave the room, yeah.
Tom Sanowski was. I saw that today. I posted that about that. Since he's comparing Elon Musk to Lex Luthor, and I was just like, "Are you retarded?"
These people. Well, whoever posted that whoever that person is would think Mark Waid done nothing wrong ever.
Well, that's Tom Sanowski, the guy who created Avengers of the Vampirella, Vampire Strikes.
Well,
that writer.
Hey Tom, you're a dumbass.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I kind of wanted to say to him, it's like, dude, just take the posting picture of your dog.
Alex Soros, good. Elon Musk, bad.
Yeah.
George Soros, better.
Yeah, they always say billionaires are bad, but then they're like, okay,
Unless they're there.
They're still
no.
bad.
So what I tell them that if you think all billionaires are bad, then I want you to publicly denounce George Soros.
Well, did you
And
see
they
Well,
can't
well,
do it
yes.
because they're being paid by George
on
Soros.
CNN the other night? It was Scott Jennings, the conservative, on there was arguing with a bunch of idiots that were saying Elon Musk has too much power being an unelected official, and he goes, "And you guys bring that up? How come you never mention Alex Soros, who runs around collecting Democrat politicians the way my son collects Pokemon cards?"
It's funny. I thought Beckham was falling asleep there for a second.
I am getting a little bit sleepy though. I have been up since like 5 a.m.
Ooh, I think I want to start collecting these Sojourn. That is right up my alley.
Dude, hot blonde. Her husband and child are killed in a brutal way, and she seeks revenge against this evil wizard, basically, that came back to life, and then she also has a great rack, and she's blonde, and she's basically like a female version of the Green Arrow. You know, yeah,
Her name was Arwen, right?
Yeah, she literally dresses up like Green Arrow, like Robin Hood, in a sense. And that's
34 issues. That's manageable too.
It is manageable. Do they ever do trades for any of those? Or they get collapsed really? They get new trades. Because I would look up see if there's any Sojourn trades.
I would have to say yes. I don't know, but I mean, you'd have to think.
Yeah, I think Meridian was the one with the character Seffi. I think Barbara Kessel and remember Steve McNiven?
Yes.
He was the artist.
Wasn't he also the artist on
Joshua Milton and Steve McNiven?
Steve McNiven, was he the artist on 30 Days a Night?
No, that's Steve Niles.
Oh, Steve Niles.
Steve McNiven was I think he did the Civil War. And I mean he's an incredible artist. But yes, you'll see characters. Yeah. Seffi was the main character of Meridian. I think that might have been their top of it. Let's see. Army and Archer or Archer's agents.
Yep.
Nope, that was.
But yeah, I was like, I remember that the whole time. I was like, dude, the art was drawn well and everything. It's female protagonists, getting revenge, get this evil wizard. It's like, man, this is like Robin Hood. Instead of having Red Sonja, you're having the sword person. Now you're the warrior. Now you're having the archer going after the wizard.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ruse was back before Mark Waid said he'd rather let the industry burn than work with conservatives. He wrote it and Jack Geis was the artist.
Yeah.
And Jack votes the wrong way for Mark Waid's tastes.
Uh-oh. Well, Mark Waid knows everything.
That's a cool.
Well, he is the sheriff of Comicsville.
Like I said on Twitter today, I'm tired of people who are a hive mind, and basically, if you don't agree with them, you're a bad person because they're offended, and they want you to cater to them. And they want you to apologize. You don't apologize to people who basically don't give a shit about you.
Yeah, that's 95 to 98% a one-way street.
Yeah,
I've never ended a friendship over political differences, but
I never will.
You never hear that on the right.
I'm not going to apologize to you because I want women to be women and actually have women in women's sports, not competing against men who are basically pretending to be women and kicking women out of their own stuff.
Well, I think it's outrageous. It's an outrage that boxer from the Olympics, 2 women beat her for female athlete of the year.
Yep.
He came in 3rd. That's not fair.
That's not fair at all.
Where's the equity there?
Those 2 men, the boxers, they basically stole the Olympics away from those women who deserved it, and then it comes out later. Oh yeah, the Olympics officials say, oh yeah, they're guys, but don't strip them the medals.
So I said, in that dude finished 3rd. What a joke!
Yeah,
even
what a joke is when you have to compete against women in order to win something.
I'm sorry when
you're a dude and you can't hang with the other dudes. Well, I'm sorry, you're a sucky person. You have no talent.
When a female athlete says, "If you don't like it, you can suck my," I'm sorry, there's something wrong there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I still like that meme. It's like you finally decide to go lesbian, then you find out your lesbian girlfriend has a dick.
Yeah.
it's like
Tolerance.
no!
Nope, you got to be okay with it. Tolerance.
Exactly.
So while I'm outraging everybody,
Sure.
the Netflix production today of the NFL, they have the studio. It was Kay Adams, Drew Brees, RG3, Manti Te'o, and Mina Kimes.
Oh.
And after the first,
can I ask you a question about sports?
Well, hang on a second. Hold on for just a second. Which was 2 women, 2 minorities, and Drew Brees. Guess who disappeared after the first segment and wasn't seen again?
Drew Brees.
Yep. Okay, now ask a question.
So, how do you feel about women referees in basketball and women commentators?
No, I hate them.
Here's the thing. Okay. Women referees, if you can do the job, I don't care. But I'm sorry if it makes it sexist.
Did you see
that
clip?
I promise you. I saw that, yeah. But I promise you, there are dozens, if not hundreds, of male referees better equipped to do the job. In men's basketball, where it's a much quicker pace than whatever woman is hired.
The commentary they had, whatever that woman was, commentary, it just felt like I had someone's mom on the microphone.
And every woman play-by-play guy sounds exactly the same. Yeah. There's like 3 or 4 of them, and they sound all identical. Who's the one that does basketball? I was making fun of her last year during the finals. Forgot her name, but anyway.
Okay. And here, as far as announcers, not a fan, and I don't know if this again makes me sexist, but I'm just used to. Except one thing I like is the announcer, the professional broadcaster, and the color man, who is usually an ex-player.
Right.
See,
I'd much rather listen to an ex-player than Mina Kimes.
Yes.
And sideline reporters, no problem.
Yeah. So sports commentators, I had to when I used to watch back when I watched Raw, we had John Moxley's wife, I forgot what her name is, Renee Paquette. She did commentary, and her and Beth Phoenix during the War Games back in 2018, and they actually weren't bad. They actually knew what they're talking about, especially Beth Phoenix being a former athlete with in the company and stuff, and Renee actually paying attention, not just being a pretty face.
Yeah,
right.
Look, I'm not saying that there aren't qualified.
That's the one. Yeah,
there aren't qualified women. I'm just so used to hearing. I'm more comfortable listening to men announce men's sports.
Well, and that's the thing. If it's women's soccer, I want Mia Hamm.
Sure.
If I'm watching women's sports, I probably don't want to hear dudes. I mean, it's just. And I'm not saying. I know that's segregation, but I just like I said, it's and I'm not saying that they were bad. Because I like RG3, but it's just like all right. When we're talking about a network that we've all seen the memes, the one that came out today about the 10th century Viking, and in the Netflix adaptation, it was turned into a black woman.
Oh yeah.
So Netflix has that reputation. Then here it is, and then they go to the sidelines. Jamie Erdahl is interviewing, somebody. Some other chick that's got a show coming on Netflix or something like that, and they say happy holidays to each other.
Oh,
in the second game, a dude was talking to CJ Stroud, and they said Merry Christmas to each other, which I said good comeback. Then they went out and got beat 31-2. I digress.
I think you said then they got beat up.
But it's like I said, when it's got that reputation. And Netflix just absolutely played into it. I don't know where Drew Brees had to go after the first segment of the first game, but I didn't see him again. I don't know. Maybe Netflix executives called down and said, "What's that white guy doing in there?"
That has the most insight.
Like I said, I'm with you. I don't mind referees or women or commentators being women, but when that referee ejected the guy and because he said that he pushed her or touched her, And then the male house, the
yeah.
commentator said, "Where did you see that? He didn't touch her whatsoever."
Yeah.
And she's like,
That's Michael Irvin. Yeah.
"Yeah." And I'm just like, that's the shit I don't like when they go biased like that or they're blind. It's like, pay attention, or look at the instant replay before you say something stupid like that. She just came off sexist. That's what pissed me off.
My whole thing with this is, why do they have? And I don't care if this sounds bad or not. Why do they always have to want what we have? Why do they always have to like be a part of our stuff? It's like,
well, if you're married, your wife will never be see you.
Well, it's like little sister syndrome. It's like, man, when we were kids, my little sister wanted to always be playing with me and my friends, always being involved. She didn't care about what we were doing. She just wanted to be involved because we were doing it.
She probably thought you were really cool. That's why.
No, she was doing it to be a pain in the butt. Trust me. But
that's like a lot of siblings.
Yeah, no, it's funny. I agree. Let's go ahead. Okay, sorry.
Oh yeah. No, I was saying actually, speaking of sports, but I actually have a question for you, NJ. Since Peck didn't ask something, I was thinking of something similar, which is kind of funny. First question is: do
you like basketball or baseball?
No.
What's better?
Not that generic or simple. Pretty much. Because I've been reading some stories about. Do you think that any chances that the Indians or the Redskins get their names back? And the second question is: do you think we'll ever see female umpires?
The first question, I think, at least in the Redskins case, the name will never go back to that, but the logo, at least in certain circumstances, they might use that logo for certain things.
Actually, I think there's a shot that the Redskins might get their name back too, because every Indian tribe wants it, and there may be enough of a groundswell at some point to put pressure on. A lot will have to do with how the next 4 years go, because you got to remember,
hey, Aunt Mama's back on the bottle.
We were heading. This country has been going left for 16 years, and people and Trump's 4 years wasn't enough of an interruption. Well, the country finally has had enough, and they've had enough in other countries as well. If the pendulum starts swinging back, maybe some of these things, like I said, Aunt Jemima's going back on the bottle. You might see the Indian chick back on Land O'Lakes. The erasure might stop, and you might start seeing some of the things go back, because again, it has the support of the people. Is it all of these changes in the work of woke white leftists? Well, I don't think November told us they don't have as much power as they've had, and if the country succeeds for the next 4 years, I think they'll be even further diminished, and I think you might start seeing some of the names come back. Maybe not in college, where Marquette Warriors had to become the Golden Eagles, but and yet the Seminoles got to stay, because guess who the biggest donor to the school is? A Seminole. So what do you know? It's all about money.
Yep.
But so we'll see. But I think it's probably, I'd say, not a great chance if you ask us today, but check back in a couple of years. I think you might see something.
Yeah.
The Indians should have thrown everybody a curveball, pun intended, and just changed their logo to like a true Eastern Indian, like with the hijab and all the whole thing.
The Guardians is kind of lame. I mean, it's essentially
it's totally lame. Yeah.
I don't want Cleveland Indians. I want the scalping Indians. Like, lean into it, embrace it. Have we're the Warriors, and they have like the scalp, holding the scalp, the Indian. Like, I want that shit. I want the savages.
If they were going to be forced to change their name, they should have just gone back to the Spiders.
Is that really their original name?
I don't know if it was the same organization, but there was a Cleveland Spiders, and they led the world in losses a couple times, so maybe they didn't want to take that chance. But
oh crap, Geeky's got a point. Are you dating Ellen DeGeneres? You said your girlfriend's in Italy.
Oh, no, she lives in England. Yeah, Ellen and her.
Does she? Her home just got flooded. She may have moved.
She may have moved, yeah. No, my girlfriend is Satiana Fortonio. Yeah, that's her name.
Okay, or is it your real life actual girlfriend, or is this
No, I'm making everything. I'm being.
okay? That's it.
Yeah, Linda Florentino is my wife.
Yeah, mine too. What?
Yeah, I'm guessing we'll never see women umpires ever. You know, because that's something I know.
Well,
some other sports we have, but so not baseball.
Well, why not? You've got women refereeing in the NBA, which moves faster than baseball. Everything other than the pitch.
I mean, I don't mind them being catchers. Women are used to taking balls to the face.
I could just see something bad happening from that, though. You know, like someone gets in their face or whatever.
Well, here's the thing: if the ball bounces and it hits her in the crotch, she's not keeling over like the boy umpire is.
Yeah, tell that to any girl that's ever been see you next Tuesday punched.
Here's a chance it just misses and goes through.
No, I'm kind of with Jay. I said you're never gonna, the trajectory we were on. I wasn't going to be surprised if there were mandates that had us having to have women on baseball, football, and basketball teams in the majors.
Here's my thing: if the women can actually call a strike, you're hired.
But that said, you cannot convince me that remember that cute story when that girl got to kick for Vanderbilt.
Oh yeah.
And I said, I'm sorry that it got attention, but it took a job away from a man of a guy that could have done it better.
Sure, and if they start putting women in, if they start integrating them into things, let's say football, they will have to drastically change the rules, or they will get killed.
Right.
They will. And I'm not talking about being targeted on purpose. I'm just talking about normal tackling and hitting. They will get maimed and killed.
Oh,
so they'll have to drastically change all the rules. It's like the tee in golf. You always see on golf courses, you see the main tee, and then 100 yards ahead of that, it's not really 100, but then there's the women's tee. There always has to be concessions made.
Yeah.
So that's just life. That's just how it is, because they are not physically as gifted athletically as men. The end. That is just a fact.
Right. How many women, how many men masquerading as women have won women's championships? How many, women transitioning to dudes have won anything in men's sports?
Right.
Case closed. It gets attention, which is why it's done. It's politically correct, which is why it's done. And all these, just like unelected bureaucrats making decisions all over the world, unelected complainers just bitch and moan until women get to invade every male space. It's funny, the same people that do that, while their own sports are getting diminished by men.
So if men want to get into women's sports and women want to get into men's sports, give them their own sports separately from all the straight people. All the people who actually want to play the game normally.
Because I said once the feel good story is over, it's just it's watered down.
I mean, how dare they deny men having a lingerie bowl?
It's as far as like the female announcers, there are some that are every bit as qualified.
Sure.
Yeah, to do it, like especially
it's just that one basketball game, whatever game was fun, where the guy got ejected, and I thought that was dumb because like he didn't do anything. Some say he stepped on the guy's foot. I say the other guy personally flopped himself down. That's what it looked like. He just did it on purpose.
Plays like that happen like a lot in basketball. I mean,
he hit me. And you see him.
Like 5 feet.
It's like it's like he jumped back and purposely and skid himself. And then they said like, he tripped him. Yeah. And like the commentator said like, well, maybe the guy's foot got caught in there and it twisted. And if that's the case, they both would have fallen.
Yeah. In hockey, it's called embellishment. If a guy if they're going for the puck and the guy like forces himself to trip on the guy's.
I just want our hockey. I haven't watched a hockey game in a while. Are they still punching each other?
Yeah,
Not
they,
as
they
much
do
as
have
they
fights,
used
but
to.
not as often as they used to. You know, it's not like every fight 2 minutes if that's what you're asking. You know.
Yeah, Jeff, Sage Steele, fantastic. I love her. I don't want her announcing games. You know, you know, sports report. Like I said, if Sports Center has female anchors, no problem. To me, it makes no difference. Analysts, studio analysts, yes, technically they some of them do know what they're doing.
It's Kathy and where was it called? Kathy Lee Gifford and what was it called? Regis Philbin. Turns into that.
But it's I said it's I understand. Like, look, aesthetically, it makes the set look better when there's a pretty girl there. But you notice when the NFL, like Fox and CBS, you know what you don't see in that booth or on that dais? Any women. It's the broadcaster and a bunch of ex jocks because that's what people want.
That's football has always been a man's sport.
Well, but like I said, the football thing today,
I don't need a
the
female.
the Netflix equivalent had two women,
No.
and Mina Kimes she's not very good at what she does. She is a diversity hire. She went out to Vegas and said, "Hey, anybody want to see my tits?" That's how she got started, literally. And
Were they good looking at least?
she's attractive.
Okay.
But yeah, I said, and I love Kay
Hey, you
Adams.
want to see my tits?
When Kay Adams was on Good Morning Football, I don't think the show's been as good since. But yeah, I said, and I have no problem with that setup. But
You know what would have been great just having on to revive football, make it even better, is that he's having if Rodney Dangerfield was still alive, having him there just do commentary. He doesn't have to be a sports guy. He can just make jokes the whole entire time. I'd be entertained.
well,
Sure. One thing I was wondering about what Jay was saying earlier. I guess
Bob Hope.
Guess he took a break because he's got his mic muted. But yeah, with they have to change the rules drastically for football if they ever had like co-ed, whatever. I was thinking also baseball as well, but maybe not necessarily for the physical element. But could you imagine like a guy throwing like 95, 100 to a chick?
no,
I
I really can't. No offense. It's just, and look, there are plenty of girls that are better athletes than I'll ever be, but I'm not a professional. When you get to that level, I'm sorry, the best female athlete. You saw what happened when Serena Williams tried to play a man in tennis.
Yeah.
Like the 200th ranked man beat the brakes off of her.
Yeah. They just hit the ball harder.
Do they only have women's like professional like softball team? They don't have like hardball.
Not that I know of.
There have been women's hardball, but again, it's played at a much lower pace. And if they ever had another one, any minor league bench warmer male would be the best player in that league. Period. End of discussion. That's just fact.
Yeah, that's true. With the hardball thing, from what I understand, and like I said, maybe it's something I'm missing, but that it only goes up to like around like high school, college level, or something like that. But I've never seen like women. It's always been like softball, like with the Olympics and stuff like that. So I don't know if.
But there was the Little League World Series. There was a girl pitcher.
Okay,
and it was because I said prepubescent. She could do it, but once you start getting older, it's just like I said, when the bodies develop, it's no longer feasible. It's no longer believable. It's all done for politically correct reasons. Feel good stories.
Yep.
And it just diminishes the product once you have to actually walk the walk. Because like I said, that when when that girl got the kick for Vanderbilt, they let her try an extra point. I think she actually made that, but on a kickoff, they had her do like a squib kick because she couldn't actually kick all the way down the field, and then they rushed her off the field, to protect her. Whereas in football, the kicker, even though he's smaller than everybody else, he's supposed to get down there and be part of the play. And there have been a lot of times where the kicker has saved touchdowns by being the last guy to tackle the returner. So again, you can't say give us equality and then change the
Yeah.
rules and protect them from being equal.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. It's just because of the physical change differences.
Yeah.
It's,
Well, I'm thinking maybe we should probably put a lid on this one before Bagman's hat goes over his eyes and we don't see him again till the morning.
I actually have one more question for you, though, something that you would know. My father asked me to ask you or England team, but I think
blue or red, which is a better color?
No. This is a comic book question. So apparently he read a book when he was younger, and he doesn't know the name of the book, and he was asking me if anyone knew. So it was a DC book, right? And it had crypto, and he said it was a story where crypto like time traveled, and he did something, and it messed up a baseball game with a home run or something. Either he caused it or he stopped the home run, but I don't know. That's all he can remember. Like, does that sound familiar to you?
No, it doesn't. But that sounds like it sounds like almost every crypto story. Just not with baseball.
So he time traveled and messed up a baseball game in a loss. That sounds like an interesting. I don't know if it's from the '60s or '70s, maybe. I don't know.
There was a movie actually.
They said this was an old comic he read, but I was like, since like a billion DC comics out. The only thing I could find was like crypto time traveling, but that was like a couple of stories, but I couldn't find that.
Superman travels the Krypton before its destruction. There's that one. Crypto, the time travel dog. Crypto number 14.
What now?
So this was Superboy number 75 and Adventure Comics 264 from 1959. It says that how crypto made history. Superboy 75 is really the first crypto solo story, though CPR's actually guest star begins the game attack between the two Kryptonians and they were chasing each other through their cross. Crypto gives up on the game, retrieving Dinosaur Bone. But then, So Crypto Solution is a fly. He's so fast he breaks the time barrier, just like Superboy once told him could be done. Surely finds dinosaurs back in time, but even if he resists, he's still a dumb dog who doesn't know anything about history. Did he travel or not? So basically, he goes to the baseball game and everything. So that's yeah.
Oh, you found the story?
I already found it. Yeah.
Oh, you said 59? Jeez, damn. I don't know.
Adventure 1959, Adventure Comics 264, I think is actually the one you're looking for.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense because he was born in 47, I think, or 48. Yeah, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
He said he read it as a kid, so
yeah. I think that's it is.
Yeah, it's got to be. If you mentioned baseball, yeah, that makes sense. He said all he could remember was a time travel and he screwed up a baseball game.
Yeah.
So that makes perfect sense. He said, what issue was that? 260?
Yeah, there's that one, and then
I'll write that down.
But it might actually be. Let me look again. Superboy 75. Let me try that one.
Oh, Superboy. Okay.
It showed me two comic books, so I think it might be. Volume 1. I think it is. Look. No, it's not. Yeah. So it's actually Superboy Volume 1, number 75. It's called How Crypto Made History. Is the second story.
Is that his first appearance?
I believe it is.
Oh wow. Huh. I wonder how much that book's worth.
Or is it actually I can't remember. Or it might be actually comics his first appearance. One of the two. Let me look. I think it might be its first appearance.
Really interesting.
Yeah. First appearance was actually first appearance was Avenger Comics 210. Was Crypto's first appearance.
Okay.
But Superboy 75.
Gotcha. Cool.
On the cover, that's where he's getting spanked by a paw. He's over Paw's knee. It's called. It says he's he's using the broom, and Pa Ken's like, "Gosh, Ma, I forgot it's impossible to spank Superboy. How can we punish him for being a bad boy?" Yeah, and it says in the bottom. It says also in this issue, the tale of Super Baby and the Super Dog Crypto story. Otto Binder did the writing on that, along with George Papp doing the penciling and the inking.
Oh. Damn, I didn't realize Crypto was that old. I mean, I knew he was an older character, but I didn't realize.
Yeah, he's older than Eric. But not that much either.
Who's older than Eric?
Crypto.
Oh, Crypto.
Well, that's
dog years.
Well, in human years. That story came out in 1959. So, do the math. Eric 62. That story came out in 59.
Mm-hmm.
So
65, or almost. Yeah, 65.
So it's that dog or that story is it's a little bit older than Eric.
Yeah.
Not much.
And Jackson.
No, Jackson's older than that. He's.
What about older than that other guy? What's his name? The guy, Captain Nemo, whatever his name is.
Captain Little Billings? Nemo.
Huh? The guy in the group, and he's in the chat, the Twitter, but he hardly posts. Captain something.
Captain Frugal? No.
Captain Frugal is
Frugal.
Yeah, that's a Captain
Frugal. Admiral. You're talking about the Admiral, right?
No, in Twitter group. I think you're talking about Twitter group.
Yeah. Sports. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Captain Frugal. No, Captain Frugal's my age.
Yeah, he's young.
Oh, okay. I think I was thinking.
He's in his mid late 40s.
He's in his 30s.
Oh,
Frugal's not it. Frugal's in his 40s, man.
Yeah, he's like, he ain't that young.
No. But that is interesting, though. It's like, bah, it's the dinosaur bone tastes terrible. It's like, and Superboy's like, haha, you see, Crypto, fossil bones that are buried underground a long time become petrified or turned to stone. Fresh bones only existed eons ago during the age of dinosaurs. The dog goes up in a circle like a hurricane. He's like, then I'll go back there. The fossil bone whetted my appetite. My master once told me how to cross to the time barrier by streaking at super speed, faster than light travels.
Yeah, maybe we could read that in the future reading.
So then Superboy is like, well, he turns his back to Crypto, who's basically going behind him, going fast. And he says, like, well, we'll use this petrified bone to play a game, Crypto. I'll throw it 100 miles like a stick to fetch it, Crypto. Crypto? Oh, shit, he's gone. Where'd he go? And it says, like, unknown to Superboy, Crypto is crossing the time barrier into the past. Crypto's like, I'm not sure how long ago the dinosaurs lived. Did I go back and find far enough? I'll fly back to Earth to see. Because it goes 1927, 1928, 1930. 1931, 1932. He only went back to 1927 in that time barrier thing.
So he was like Silver Age Superman, this version of Crypto, essentially. Just casually.
Yeah. He's like, hot dog, I found the age of dinosaurs right away, and there's some fresh bones just waiting for me. Yum, yum. But then he then able to judge time accurately. He has only gone a few years in the past. The exhibit of the sculptured dinosaurs opened in 1917. It's another false bone. He's like, oh, it tastes like plaster. And then it says, meanwhile, at a nearby ballpark, famous moment in baseball history taking place. It's near the end of the season. The great Babe Ruth has hit 59 home runs so far. And there goes number 60 out towards the bleachers. Hooray! That's funny.
Yeah. That's definitely... I'm surprised he didn't remember Babe Ruth. He just remembered a baseball game and time travel.
Yeah. She's basically, so Crypto, it's 1927, and Crypto could interfere with Babe Ruth's record, or actually insured by scaring a pigeon that was about to collide with his 60th home run.
What a pigeon.
The next stop, the American Revolution, he meets an ice cake in Delaware's river, thinking it's a dinosaur hump, thus saving the Washington's boat from crashing into it. It's followed by a stupid sequence where Crypto lands in the Netherlands and gets his tail all muddy in a puddle. So what does he do? Correct. He stick it in a muddy dike's hole. No down and dirty.
What?
Wait, what was that? Muddy.
He stuck
Not
it
that.
where?
Not that kind. You guys are horrible. Look up the word as what it really means.
I gotta read this book now.
Why
There's
is she
too many
muddy?
funny things
Why
about
is
it.
it muddy?
Yeah, that's right. It says he made it possible for the legend of the little Dutch boy who put his finger in the hole to be created. See, history is true, like Robin, whose life Crypto saves next, and Arthur Pendragon, who's Crypto's, needs Crypto to loosen Excalibur from the stone for him. And finally, Crypto reaches the crustaceous an area, but Superboy snatches him before he can get his teeth around a fresh, juicy bone. I love this commentary. Like the guy's like, "Damn it, but why?" Because he needed Crypto to accept the golden bone aware from Smallville's mayor, and probably inedible as course. The guy commented, "Is like an important event. There's no time to lose, except we're dealing with the time travel. But where's the damn hurry?" So Crypto is real depressed by now. Can Superboy find him a non-petrified bone-pierced bones? And he gives him milk bones out of a box. They're called bow wow things. Like, it's horrible.
That's awesome how you actually found that the whole. It sounds like you found the whole.
It didn't take me long, dude, to find it.
Yeah, see, when I got like tons of Reddit stuff, people talk about crypto and time travel. I'm like, what the?
Dude,
I don't know, man.
I literally just typed in like crypto time travel, and like comic.
Yeah.
And I literally found it like right away. It's.
I was looking for a half hour before. I'm like, what was this book? I can't find it. So, dude. Like,
I found it right here. It's like, yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah. Some guy's blog. And I was just like, oh, this is kind of cool. And
Yeah.
he pulled the sword out of the stone for King Arthur.
Yeah, I like the art too. The way he's drawn and the shading and everything. Pretty cool.
Oh man. Yeah, it tells you it's from and they talk about later on. 64 is the next story, but yeah. Like you said, stand back. There's a hurricane coming through.
Wow. This looks
there it is. That's the panel you're talking about right there, the baseball.
What the hell?
It's pretty cool.
That's cool. Yeah, he's going through different time periods.
And there he is. Elsewhere, anxious men patrol the dike. It's a ditch. You guys are all like nasty. There's a dam, basically.
Yeah.
So Crypto plugs it with his tail.
Hey, can you send that link in the chat here in the private chat?
Yeah, I will after I'm done. Yeah.
Breen's asleep.
Yeah, I'll email it to my dad.
No.
He's not asleep.
Jackson, he's not asleep.
No, it's not Wednesday night. Oh wait.
It is Wednesday night.
Oh no.
Yeah, it is.
Sheesh.
It's Thursday morning. Fine. But yeah, like it's like so dumb. And then it goes into right here, 264. I think it's yeah.
That's awesome though.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's old. That guy looks like he's from Star Trek. Doing the left there or something.
Yeah. Spaceboy is a scientific warning device. The bell's ringing. The tricky Zal Dix can affect Crypto's abilities too. Yeah.
That's neat.
Yeah. But yeah, that's I saw that, and like here's the actual cover of it right here. So if you're looking for it, this is the cover.
Super.
Wow, that's just messed up, man. Eglantine never does like the most messed up like WTF covers.
Well, you realize what Pa Kent just said.
Yeah.
Quiet or Papa Spank.
See, I like these are the non-super Dickory covers. These are cool. I love this stuff.
I feel like when he hurt his hand though, the second he
Yeah, there are a bunch
Well,
of
he's using a
spanking
brush.
covers.
Yeah.
It's usually, like I said, somebody trying to spank a Superboy or whatever.
Who's the artist?
Super Baby.
Is
That
this
was a Super Baby.
cover? Kurt Swan is a cover artist for this one. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting this. Going mad.
Do you have a dock in your browser?
Yeah.
A dock?
A dock, like at the bottom, like Apple dock. You know, like that. It looked like you had a dock. Maybe I was just seeing things. A dock where you had all your. I guess not. I don't know what popped up there. Oh, that was probably from the wiki site. Never mind.
Yeah, the site. This pops up this thing. This isn't mine. It's just the Discord thing. No. It always pops up, and I'm like, I don't want to talk to people who probably hate me. These people love the Discord community. They love this site, and like, yeah, I'm not into this.
Well, it's weird seeing like only 3 names from like the writers, pencilers, inkers. It's supposed to like 10 different names for multiple things.
Otto Binder wrote all of it, this whole entire issue, and then he had George Papp. They did everything except for John Sakilla, who did the punishment of Superboy. He drew that.
And there was one writer. What's his name? Otto Binder.
Otto Binder.
Oh.
You know what it reminds me of? Back in the day when they had MTV Chat would pop up in a corner or something, like, you should go check out the MTV Chat thing.
They had MTV Chat?
Yeah, when the MTV website, you could watch music videos on there too. When they first launched in the early 2000s, they also had chat rooms, and this would pop up. It'd be a chat room thing. You can go in there and people were in the chat.
Oh, okay, right.
It was so weird.
Yeah, I didn't get the internet until like 2004, so I was a bit late.
I got it around the same time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, my friend, he was actually in my area, Staten Island. He was actually the first 100 to get, what was it, dial-up? Like, way back in his...
258 issues. Wow.
Wow, yeah. It's a lot of...
This is what I don't like. It's
actually, it's more than that. 259, the title changed to Legion of Superheroes.
Oh.
And they gave Superboy his own title again. That ran for 54 issues.
Yeah, you go Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes, but
sometimes
the sites will actually show you like the actual here. They'll show you the comic book, but this only shows you the numbers. It drives me nuts.
So when did you jump on this series, Eric? Like, was it like in the? Because you were born in '62, right? So.
Yeah. Well, I didn't start reading comics until I was 13. So.
Well, he was 2 months old, and he said Superman.
Yeah, I said, me like comics.
Do you remember? I got a question for you. I bet you can't remember. What was your very first comic book ever that you picked up? Where you're like, yeah, I love comics.
Yeah. I can remember, but it wasn't followed by I love comics because I was a baseball card kid.
Okay. Yeah.
But I remember buying the Justice League where Batman's carrying the Flash back to the satellite. He's dead. I think it's number 91. Bought it in a drugstore with a bottle of Coke. And I think I only bought it because I'd probably seen the TV show and saw Batman on the cover. So, that looks neat. I'll get that for whatever reason. But it didn't take until I bought the first 2 comic books that got me really interested was I was at a baseball card show and somebody had a couple comic books. And I got Spider-Man 31, first Harry and Gwen, and 34 for, I think, 50 cents a piece. Those same 2 books would probably be 4 figures now.
True story, MK. Eric's first words was "I love comics," so he owns the money.
Oh, he's got a patent on it, huh?
Yep, you did. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, so once that, from that point though, that was it.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of like me when I discovered there's comic books. I was like, well, shit, started reading all the Spider-Man stuff, and then it was pretty much by the time I caught up in the 2000s, they're like, let's do one more day. I'm like, no. Yeah. I only got 4 years of enjoyment being a collector of Spider-Man until 2007. They decided, you know what, we're done. We're killing the title. Yeah.
Well, in 2007, when they released that new Spider-Man, what was the one they released in the mid 2000s?
Oh, Avenging Spider-Man.
Was it Avenging Spider-Man? Yeah.
Had the first. Avenging Spider-Man had the first Captain Marvel costume.
Yeah, that was their attempt at a team up book for the 5th time.
They're trying to have them two dating too, like Peter Parker and Captain Marvel.
I just remember my LCS trying to push that on me. It's your one chance to get it. Get number one.
Don't you push that evil on me, Buck.
Yeah, it's funny. It 2 or 3 years ago, that issue of Avenging Spider-Man was a $400 book.
Oh, I got rid of mine. I sold it.
Was it really?
It's down to I think 60 now.
I sold mine.
I still should have jumped on it.
Wow.
I had mine, but I sold him a shop, and he gave me like $80 for it. So.
Yeah, Jackson. It came out like 2005, 6, somewhere.
Because it wasn't her first appearance as Captain Marvel. The one I had is just her in a costume. So. But. Oh man.
Yeah, I wonder who. I guess comic shops, or actually, because I don't know. I have a lot of comic books. Some I've read, some I haven't. Most of them I have read, but they're all over the place. Some bins downstairs, some in my room. But I was gonna say, if you were trading comics for cash, what would you guys recommend? I do it online or bring it to a local shop, or
check eBay first, then go. You have a ballpark idea of what last sold, and then go into your shop, and then before you even sell it to them, check to see what they're selling it for.
Hey, good news to anybody still has it. It's back up to 90. Not that anybody would pay that for it, but
I was shocked I got $80 out of my shop for it.
You said it was worth $400 at one point.
That's where it topped out.
So we're gonna be asking where we rank Moon Knight as a superhero.
A spectacular Spider-Man that was 2005 because Jackson's saying the Avenging one was 2011.
Yeah, well, there was a spectacular launched. There's been a new Spider-Man title every couple of years for as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
2005 might have been that because there was one. Yeah, because I think I want to say 2004 for that.
It might have been 2004. Yeah.
$6. It says in my couch. That's funny. For me, Moon Knight, I really like Moon Knight. I like him better than Black Panther.
I will say Moon Knight the original idea was cool.
Yep.
The first series I thought was excellent. I think now there is nothing about today's Moon Knight that bears any resemblance to the original character.
No. But I think it was Chuck Dixon that gave him the split personality, wasn't it?
No, that's been there from.
Was that Berlin at the very end?
I think that good. I think they dabbled in that before the first series even started. But he had a split personality in the Doug Mensch books.
I don't remember it being in the. It was sort of towards the very end. But even in the 4-issue miniseries, where in Werewolf by Night, he didn't have that. He was normal.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Sorry,
I think they even one of the ways they advertised was 3 become 1 to do what must be done.
Because, as you remember in the comic book, basically he had personas he put on as fake stuff, but Mark was who he really was. But then he had a nervous breakdown because that Khonshu was dead and all that stuff, so his life had no meaning. But I think it's at the end, it's Bushwhacker or whatever, or not Bushwhack. What's his name? Bushman. Actually gets in his head and it causes his psyche to snap, finally break.
You know what? That's actually, now I think about it, he might be right. Maybe he was just pretending to be 3 different people, but I always thought he was 3.
In the very beginning, he was he pretended to be Steve because Steve was basically the money he got from the Werewolf by Night issues, where he basically it was revealed that basically he worked for them and he took their money from them, even though he screwed him over. And then he took the money, create a fake account like a Bruce Wayne persona, Stephen Grant, and he used that to basically live the life and hide behind. And then he had his Matches Malone character, which was Jake. So or Matchstick Malone or whatever it's called.
Matches.
I thought was Then Mark was basically who he was. So and it drove his girlfriend nuts, Marlene, because like she's like, "When are you gonna spend time with you?" He's like, "Hold on, we switch my Steve, persona, then we can hang out." And just like, but it was just all an act at the beginning, and then they decided to basically like, oh, he's got multiple personality disorder. I'm like, to be that ruined the character because like now he's gonna argue with himself. I'm like, I don't want that bullshit. I got Deadpool for that crap. I want to read that crap. It's like, but I don't know. I mean, it might have been Chuck Dixon took over. He was the for Volume 2. Or it might have even Chuck Dixon. It might have been Michael Bendis took over, or took over after Dixon.
Michael Bendis, or Brian.
Yeah.
The next series,
Brian Michael Bendis,
after the one that Dixon worked on that went about 60-something issues. I don't think they brought it back as a title till like 2005 or 6, and they got a novelist to write it. That's the one where they turned Frenchie into a poof. But the early issues had David Finch art, so at least it was pretty to look at.
Let's see here. Let's see what it says.
The Friendly Neighborhood was written by Peter David, so it's probably pretty good.
It was. They all were good until that disastrous decision to reset him back to, being, even though he didn't become 17, basically it felt like he was back to being 17 years old after one more day. And it was, like I said, Harry had a really cool death in Spectacular Spider-Man 200. That was undone because here he is again. I don't know if they ever explained how that happened, but yeah, I said it's and honestly, I don't think Spider-Man, with the exception of a story here and there, and about half of Spencer's run, I don't think Spider-Man's been worth a damn for damn near 20 years now.
Wow.
No, 17.
How do you screw up Spider-Man and the X-Men? Your two biggest cash cows. Well, they screwed up Fantastic Four for the longest time too. In fact, didn't he go on moratorium for a while?
Yeah, but they threw a tantrum because they didn't have the movie rights.
Right.
And that's why they downplayed the X-Men. But when they had a chance to put things right, I did not like House of X Powers of 10, but a lot of people did. But they almost immediately turned it over to, autistic lesbians and childless queerdos, and that was it. And now it's, like I said, it's irrevocably damaged because when they went to relaunch it this past time, they burned through hell. The number of people that turned them down, Bendis didn't even want to come back. So you get Jed McKay, Gail Simone, and Eve Ewing with your flagship titles. And like I said, it's. I've heard Gail Simone's book is okay-ish, but one of the books is just a queer kitty coming out story.
Really?
And
they made her. I'm surprised.
Of course they did, because she's a female character at Marvel.
Gosh.
Oh, so apparently that was a retcon in 1994 for Moon Knight.
What, the personality?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was wrong.
I think that, yeah.
You're not allowed to be wrong. We need you to be 100% accurate all the time.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to live with a lot of disappointment then.
What was Moon Knight in 1984? Which one was that? I don't know, because that was Chuck Dixon. I don't think it was.
That was probably still Vengeance from Midnight, or what was it called? Was that what it was called?
Mark
All I know
Spector,
is-
Midnight.
Yeah, Mark Spector Midnight. Yeah, I know there's a couple Stephen Platt issues that are worth $100. I have one of them, and I wouldn't pay $5 for the other.
But people are trying to say, like, oh, because Marlene called him Schizo. He had DID the whole entire time. No, it was a retcon.
That's. I don't know. Guys, I think I'm gonna have to sign off. It's 2:30 here.
Yeah, I'm getting there too. I want to go watch the Batman and kind of go to sleep.
You know what's funny? You said you started watching that show, and you're like, oh, that was fun. I never expect to hear anybody else but me say, like, oh my gosh, I love this show. And you're like, bro, I'm watching it. I can't stop watching it, bro. It's awesome.
Yeah, and I hated it for so long.
Dude, I hear you. I hear you, man. It's like I gave that a chance. When Justice League Unlimited was on, then they came on with that. So I started watching the Batman, but then they came up with that other show, Beware the Batman, and I said no.
Yeah,
that looks like Raphael Grandpa's current one, and just the art looked horrendous on it. And they give you more CGI, and that's kind of how I felt about the Green Lantern one story. I don't understand Jeremy Adams was a regular writer on that show, but I don't like CGI Jimmy Neutron crap. I don't want that, especially when the character looks like the Incredible, Mr. Incredibles.
yeah.
That was atrocious to me. But people liked it though. No.
Yeah, I don't like the way the Joker looks, but Michael Richardson does a really good job with him, though.
Yes, that's the thing, though. They didn't want to be anything like Mark Hamill out of respect for him, so they went a different direction. But they kept the same kind of personality, though. I liked it, though.
They did. Yeah, I don't like the design of Mr. Scarface either, but it's still really well done the way the actor does it.
The ventriloquist and
the
Penguin's done really well in there.
I do like the Penguin. Bane is awesome. I love the way they did Bane.
Yeah. How do you like Big Head Robin?
I haven't gotten to that yet. I'm only like
dude.
6.
Let me know when you get to like Background Robin. You're gonna love it.
Big Head Robin.
And then after you're done with the series, there's a standalone movie called Batman vs. Dracula.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out.
That's really, and I'm pissed because we never got that in comic format.
Oh yeah. Hey Jay, did you see Penguin's show yet or no?
I'm going to leave you guys to this discussion. See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Good night, Brain. Have a good sleep, man.
Yeah. All right, Brain.
Yeah.
5 seasons. I watched 2 episodes. You're talking about the Batman. Jackson, I think if you go back and revisit it, I think you might like it.
I had to finally not compare it to Batman the Animated Series.
And that's the thing. I never really compared the two because I was kind of like, when that show came on, they had the Extreme Ghostbusters was like just ended or something like that. Because the guy who talks for the Bruce Wayne reminds you of Eduardo from Ghostbusters. I'm curious if it's actually the same guy.
His name's Roman or something with an R.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eduardo, the guy.
Andrino Romano.
Yeah.
And so that, yeah. The Batman TV 2004 series went to 2008.
Wow.
So Eduardo was a chubby guy, right?
What?
Wasn't he the chubby guy, Eduardo?
In what?
Ghostbusters.
No, in Extreme Ghostbusters, he was the guy who was hitting on Carly all the time, or Kylie. He was the Latino. This bad guy.
Oh, that guy. Okay. Oh, I was thinking of somebody else. No.
Reno Romano is the voice actor who took over for the Bruce Wayne here. He even had
he does a really good job too.
Yeah. He was in Resident Evil. He was the 2005 game for 4. He was Louis Serra. He's also in a couple of things, but
is that good, MK?
Oh, you heard it? Oh, sorry, I got the mic. Grin's like, what about the chocolate candy? No, yeah, that was actually a Ritz cracker pack. You know those little packs.
Buttery Ritz cracker.
Yeah, it's a cheese cracker, just a Ritz cheese cracker. You know,
Yeah.
you have little cheese between the kind of looks like an Oreo, but cheese cracker.
Yeah. Night, Jackson, man. Have a good sleep.
Yeah, I'm surprised you're up this late, Joe. You're not normally up this late. Usually.
Yeah, I've got insomnia. It's been coming on strong here a little bit recently. So.
Oh, sorry to hear that. Yeah,
Oh, it's okay. I appreciate it.
I had that in 2020 when I thought the world was ending. I just couldn't sleep. I'm horrible anxiety. Yeah.
I think Venkman cursed me so he'd have somebody to hang out with during his insomnia. So.
I never cursed you. So this guy, yeah, I remember. You ever watched Spider-Man Unlimited?
No, I have. I think I've seen one episode.
That was a short-lived series where Peter Parker goes over to Counter Earth, to get Jameson, and he meets.
Oh, that was the successor to Spider-Man the animated series.
Yeah. So in that series, he comes across a Green Goblin who's on a glider. That's Rita Romano.
Oh wow! Okay.
Same voice actor.
I heard that's a really bad show. Look,
it actually was towards the end. It was starting to get good, but. The problem is that they decided to basically at the point when the show came out, it's kind of like they just canceled the original animated series, left in a cliffhanger. People were pissed. They shot this new down there, so a lot of people did not like it. But I went back and watched it. Same thing with the Batman. Like I was like, it's actually a decent show, and I like the fact that before the Batman Batman Beyond, in Spider-Man Unlimited, he had invisibility. Before Batman Beyond.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because he had a nanotech suit. It basically went over his wristwatch, went over his body, created his costume.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And then he touched the thing on his belt and he's able to go invisible. Kind of like what Batman Beyond did.
Yeah.
Same thing built. I was just like, man, this is like somebody's copying.
Yep.
But
it was so cool. Like back when they both were in syndication, Batman the animated series and Spider-Man the animated series. I think Spider-Man would come on first, and then you hear Mark Hamill doing his characters on there, and then boom, he'd be the Joker and Batman, and that was a really cool time. I have to give the '90s mad props there. They had the best superhero cartoons by far.
Wow, Rita Romano was on the show Hang Time.
On the show what?
On the show Hang Time.
Huh?
NBC show, no basketball.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I vaguely remember that show.
And NBC decided they're going to start doing live action dramas for teens instead of just doing the cartoons. Wow, he's also in Godzilla, the series, the cartoon. He's like one of the main characters. 40 episodes. Yeah.
Crap.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Alan Napier is the voice for Alfred, and because I think the voice for Alfred's really good. That was the Batman '66 actor. Wow, that's really cool. I did not know that. Yeah, Clancy Brown's Mr. Freeze. I recognized him right away. That was good. It's how like Lex Luthor, Mr. Freeze, but I'm okay with that.
Right.
I thought he was young, but he's oh man, he's 55. Well, he's not that old. Shit. For me, anyway.
Yeah, 65 episodes, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
2014. I didn't realize that was that many. But did you recognize the other cast in there who plays it's Ming-Na Wen?
Oh yeah, I recognize.
Yeah. He was like, I was like, dude, that's awesome. And just
before her Marvel days.
Mitch Pileggi's in there.
Who is?
Mitch Pileggi.
Oh, is he Gordon?
He's Gordon.
Oh wow, Frank Gorshin was in there too. It doesn't say who he plays.
Adam West was the Mayor Grange.
Yeah, I got him right away.
Ron Perlman is Killer Croc. Greg Newborn reprises his role as Superman from the animated series. Jason Marsden as Firefly. Gina Gershon as Catwoman.
Oh yeah, I love that Firefly. Boy, that's a badass Firefly.
It's just funny. I see Jason Marsden in a lot of things because he's from Boy Meets World.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But then he also went on to do Extreme Ghostbusters. He was the kid in the wheelchair. He was Garrett.
Yeah. He was Snapper Carr in season 1 of Justice.
I know Justice League. Yeah. So there's a lot of them. Yeah.
All right. Robert Patrick, Louis Gossett Jr. Dang.
Right.
Bill Finger? What?
Bill Finger wasn't in there. He probably just got credited.
Yeah, it has to be because he died.
Creators.
Yeah, he died in '74. It'd been a little hard.
Yeah, but I like it because at IMDb says Bill Finger, but it says fuck Bob Kane or Bob Kane.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what threw me off? When I first looked up like the Batman series, I didn't realize there was like 3 different versions of it. The new Batman Adventures. It's like, what? Because there was Batman Robin, then there was like the Batman animated series and all that stuff. Like it was Batman series, then it became Batman and Robin.
Batman Robin Adventures.
And then the new Adventures, the Batman Adventures, like what?
Yeah. Well, the new one you could always tell because that's when they did the overhaul and the design.
Well, you look at the IMDb, it just dropped in score quality and stars.
I kind of can get that why people were mad, but the episodes were still like super great. I mean,
Kevin Conroy was also in this show. He guest starred.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jerry O'Connell. Wow. Man, they should have given Jerry O'Connell a Shazam animated series after that one with Justice League. God, it was so good.
But I love the quote though. Is like he's like let me see like Batman's like make clear there's no room for a background copy. He's like, well, that's cool because it's Batwoman and I'm a grown woman. I don't need to listen to you. He's like, then for your own safety, if you listen to me, I'm going to tell your father, Miss Gordon. You must have confused someone else. Like, and back, and he's just he's kind of just sits there quietly. I love it. He's like, and then Batgirl's like, dude, you just broke the superhero secret identity code. You're not supposed to. Like I said, she was actually a teenager in there, and then you had Robin come in. And Robin was kind of like a Tim Drake almost personality.
Yeah, it was.
But even though it was Dick Grayson.
Oh, okay, you're talking about. Okay,
yeah, that Batman. Then they also they introduced Solomon Grundy in the show too.
Yeah,
I think he's in the show, the movie, the animated movie. But no, that I said I went from the Batman series. I noped out when they switched to basically the white version of Black Cat or not Black Catwoman, where she's got the white clown face and stuff, and I didn't care for Harley and Ivy being like a couple, almost implying they are. I dipped out of that series, went to Batman Beyond, watched Justice League Unlimited and stuff, and then when that went up the air, I started watching the Batman, and then after that, I started watching what's the other one? Brave and the Bold. Batman the Brave and the Bold.
Love that show. That is just pure fun.
Oh yeah,
dude. Batman the Brave and the Bold is probably one of the best cartoons to watch if you're a kid and you want to learn about all the different villains.
Sure, yeah.
That was one with the Golden Age style Batman, right?
Yeah.
Silver Age.
Yeah. You had Catwoman in the purple outfit, and just like you had Equinox as one of the villains. You had the Batman of was it the purple one from different ones, the one that you used recently in the comic books for Chip Zdarsky did, the one that Batman supposedly made up in his head. Yeah, I hear icons, but anyway,
is that the one that had the Rainbow Batman episode?
Yeah,
I think I know that
one. Is Diedrich Bader is the voice of Batman. He also comes across as Adam West and Kevin Conroy in one episode too.
Oh, that's cool.
So, like you said, like I just love that because like they paid homage to all the Brave and the Bold characters from like 60s, the Golden Age. Whenever they had Green Arrow was like just like there's an episode where Green Arrow and Robin, or not Robin but Batman, they're tied up and hanging up acid. He's like, and Green Arrow's like, anytime you want to break size, like, and Batman's like too busy breaking Google eyes to Catwoman.
Yeah.
He's like,
I love how they made their dynamic. They were always competing, and then the one who stole the entire show was Aquaman. That version of Aquaman rules. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
he's always everything's outrageous. And
outrageous. Yeah, that was the one with the hook. Yeah, he had
was that the hook hand one? I know one of the shows he had the hook.
I don't actually know. Actually, maybe the Brain Bull didn't have the hook. I think it was just
that was just Justice League.
The hook. Okay, yeah. What was the Batman show where it was like a 3D like CGI Batman show?
That was 2000s. I never watched it.
That was Beware the Batman. The CGI one.
Yeah.
That
Never
looks,
really
like I
watched
said,
too many
I'm not.
episodes of
I don't like Jimmy Neutron like animation stuff.
that. Jimmy
Yeah.
Neutron.
Well, no, it's like creepy,
It
3D
does kind of
realistic.
look like, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Green Lantern had a show like that too. I know some people didn't like
That
it.
was
Yeah.
awesome though. That was like
Yeah, I
I,
heard that was
and
good
say,
stuff.
I maybe it was good, but I couldn't get past the cringe art. Like I
you
don't like
couldn't do
CGI.
it. Oh
couldn't
man,
do
it's,
it.
but it's
It's
still
like
that
I
Bruce
hate
Timm
the
style.
hey, I hate the Incredibles. I think it's dumb.
Yeah,
But people like it though, so I mean, I'll get made fun of and like,
It's
oh, here
yeah.
you like
Hey,
that.
I'm not
it's
gonna
a
make fun of you
preference.
for it, but man, if you could ever like get over that hang up like that dude, you would love that entire series. It's so freaking good.
You know what I want to go back and watch is First Flight and then Emerald Knights. I want to watch those.
God, those are especially for they're both good, but First Flight's like great, like really great.
Yeah, and then I think it's First Night when he starts. Was it Emerald Night or First Night? He starts flirting with Arisha.
I can't. I haven't seen that in like 15 years, so I didn't go back and watch it too.
Yeah,
I mean that came out, and then the Wonder Woman movie came out, the animated around the same time, and that was really God.
man, they had
they
no right making that one Red Lantern girl chick like super like good looking, and then she throws up blood. I'm like, I can fix her. It's like they did not hold back.
Yeah.
Huntress, they didn't care. They just drew they drew the women looking like like they were in the comic books. They didn't care. They did not tone it down. The women had curves. They had boobs. They acted feminine. So but yeah, Black Canary. That's the thing I was got creeped out when I was watching Justice League. Is like, man, Black Canary and teaming up with Green Arrow. I'm like, he's so old, and she looks like she's in her 20s.
Yeah, that's how it was.
I know, but I mean, like that was in the 40s, a golden age. But I mean, like this is modernized. I thought they would have
I think it was more like he was 35 and she was like 25, more like a 10-year difference.
He looked old, and again, she looked so young. I was just like, dang.
Yeah.
She looked like she was Julia Hart from AEW, and here comes like creepy CM Punk hitting on her.
Well, it was kind of the same way with Huntress in Question, So,
but you know what? I didn't mind that pairing.
I didn't either. I didn't mind.
That was actually a perfect pairing for them.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, Jeffrey Combs he can do everything. He's such a good actor.
But if you watch The Brave and the Bold, they got the Plastic Man in there.
Oh,
it's just awesome. Yeah. It's drawn everything the way it is. I recommend if you have the Wii system console, go pick up the Batman Brave and the Bold video game. It's great.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I have a Wii. Yeah.
I'm hope you do.
Oh yeah.
For how deep you sound, I would be afraid if you didn't. Women have boobs in comics. Yes, they're bigger than the men's. It's
I
a good
used to
thing.
get those jokes back in school all the time. Yeah, they're like, "Yo, dude, like how old were you when your balls dropped, dude?" I'm like, "Yeah, you're funny." Yeah.
Who?
Before
you were born.
MK's at like 2 years old. Gaga.
Yeah.
Iceman.
Baby want Baba now.
You want to hear something funny? I swear to God, this is true story. My mom, actually, my parents said that when I was little, right? You know how babies sometimes have different types of cries? I mean, they all sound similar, but some of them have like maybe, yeah. Yeah, they used to say that I had like a deeper baby cry than other babies. Like instead of like a,
I can believe that.
I sounded more like a, I was like, seriously? Like, yeah, you have like a different type of baby cry.
Wow, I want Bubba. Wow.
Then you had high pitch like most kids, and then when I started, I guess puberty.
Yeah, I thought that's hilarious. But
I used to have relatives hang up on me when they would call when it changed. Yeah. They thought they had the wrong number.
Yep, I bet.
Yeah. What's crazy? We keep deeping from 8 to 10 people watching the chat here. Like, I'm just curious because no one's really talking in the chat other than Geeky.
Yeah, no, I see that. It's
Jackson's probably still there. He just
Jackson went to bed, but and then Jamin's in there too.
Yeah, I think your friend, the girl.
Yeah,
Cheryl.
Jackson's
Cheryl's on the bed. There's no way
Jackson's still online. He just turned us down. He went to sleep.
That's what you want to fall asleep to. Jackson, donate to the Geeky Puppet Show. If you want to. No.
Yeah, you ever check out ASMR, Jay? You know, not.
Checked out who?
No, if you ever watch like ASMR videos, you know, you see those chicks that are like,
You want ASMR? I'll give you some ASMR. You'll never want again.
Oh, ASMR. Oh no,
Yeah.
not safe for work. Yeah.
ASMR. How's it going, guys? You'll never want that again. Trust me.
Well, I
some
remember
of
back in
them
the
okay.
2000s, but because I worked with a bunch of older people that were in their 30s, 40s, and 50s who did not know computers, and so they tried to like. It was a radio network, and we had a newsroom, and then so they wouldn't know how to turn their volume down, and like out of nowhere, full blast, all of a sudden you hear, ah.
What?
The whole ASMR is just like so creepy. It's like, I'm whispering into your ear. You like that? Oh yeah. It's like, what the heck? Like I've gone on Twitch before, and like these girls are like that's freaking creepy. Like out of context, you just hear that if your speakers are on, you don't have headphones on, you're watching your phone.
You think
you
it's
go into
creepy?
the room, it's like, do you like that? It's like, what? Why are they whispering?
What is that? What does ASMR stand for?
It stands for autonomous sensory meridian response. It's supposed to be pretty much. Have you ever like maybe when you were younger or even now possibly you get a haircut from like a beautiful woman or maybe a guy, I don't know.
She touches your hair and stuff.
Yeah, and that feeling you get when they like caress your head.
So this is like a kink fetish for guys who like hot girls who like want them to do ASMR and
that it's funny because you saw like from one of my friend of mine. He's like, "Is this a sexual thing?" I'm like, "No, damn it, it's a relaxation thing."
It became a sexual thing on Twitch though. And then there's people who are like, I'm gonna play around with this, I'm just like hold up the microphone.
Yeah, they'll tap. Yeah, they'll do tapping sounds.
Like this thing, it's like.
I know Jay's like, this is weird, but yeah. I find it it helps me sleep and it helps with anxiety a little bit.
Yeah,
but from
I find hearing a guy in the toilet, it makes me fall asleep faster.
The normal ASMR. I was gonna say, you know who the grandfather is of ASMR? That not intentionally, but Bob Ross, because he would whisper, he was calming, and he had the brush strokes. Yeah, that's essentially what it is. But girls kind of sexualize it.
As soon as I started doing the ASMR, people started like just bouncing off. They're like, "We're not listening to this anymore. This is gay."
Yeah, and then Jay, you have like some ridiculous videos where girls they would buy like those rubber ear mics and they would just start sucking on it and licking it. And it's like, okay,
yeah, that's not.
Yeah, they kind of. So the real ASMR artists.
I'm just glad you found the girls because man. There's a lot of dudes that do that shit too. Like
I've never seen.
I'm just not into that. And then they're like they have a special device where they can talk to different parts of your ear. Like they go one side and that side.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Those are spicy bikes.
Like dude, that's like freaking like demon ghost shit. Like they're like,
you don't like that? Oh,
no, it's like behind you. It's like on your right. What? It's like
yeah. Yeah, that is kind of wicked. Yeah.
The worst part is if you don't even listen to ASMR, you wake up to that because somebody's like playing it in your house and you hear that shit. Like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, I mean, anyone his family or friends, years ago, I explained to them and they're like, okay, whatever. I only had like one friend that was like had the same reaction as you. He's like he didn't get it. Or he was like, is this a sexual thing?
My thing is like, just shut up, get in the pool, show me your titties. I don't care the ASMR shit. If you're gonna be on Twitch, you're gonna be a thought. Just be a thought. Right. Don't give me this whispering bullshit.
You know what the crazy thing is?
That's what Biden does.
I know, right? Wait. Biden gets in the pool with a bikini?
Oh, jeez.
He probably does, yeah, but
He likes us to see the pool chemical chlorine change the color of his hair and his legs.
I'm getting in the pool with
Yeah, I was just gonna ask that. What the hell was he trying to say that time? With the hair on his legs or whatever at the pool?
I don't know. It's like Tim Walz. He's friends with school shooters.
Yeah.
It's like these people are just like they don't think. They just say stuff, but
Yep.
Yeah. Well, he's
all right, man. I'm gonna turn in.
Yeah, I'm gonna bounce off here. Anybody who's still here, you made it 2 hours and 39 minutes. Wow. But click like if you want to help the channel, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. And we'll see you tomorrow night around 9 p.m. Eastern for the best of the week.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully we'll have our books tomorrow for
And
Thursday night.
one guy's still here. I think he just posted. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, it's a cool.
But I don't care about those two guys that just posted them there. They're dweebs. But no, hopefully books are there tomorrow. I'm going to go to comic shop early and around 11 o'clock today and just see. Hopefully everything's there because I don't expect it though because man, wouldn't it be a Christmas miracle if Diamond somehow got the books out to FedEx and they shipped all the books there?
That would be a Christmas miracle.
You were saying they didn't get certain Marvel and DC books last week or something, or was that Eric or both of you?
Like the last month.
Yeah, do you not pay attention to what's going on in the comic book industry?
Well, for the most part, then I fell off a little bit.
If you're saying no to that answer, then you need to subscribe to Geeky Puppet Show. We'll tell you exactly what's going on.
Of course. I don't understand.
So basically, Diamond has two warehouses. Their plan was to go for next early spring to drop down the one. Well, it turns out the guy who basically they're dropping in his warehouse kicked them out early, and now they're rushing to get all their shit into the other warehouse. And because of this, it's causing confusion. Boxers are supposed to go out to people's orders stuff are getting messed up. People aren't getting their books, and just screwing over the actual comic book company or stores. So I said, Breen never got his Space Ghost or his what was his other one? He said. It was
Flash Gordon, I think.
Flash Gordon and possibly Ultimate Spider-Man too.
I remember that being an issue a few years ago when they had the thing with the license running out. But I didn't realize it was still having.
Well, that was COVID too, and everything started changing. So they don't go through. There's been problems since COVID, shut everything down. So
yeah, it's amazing how like certain things that COVID messed up certain businesses or whatever, you still haven't really recovered from that. Or
the only good thing about is that I have a Dunkin' Donuts Baskin Robbins combo, and that shop's open 24 hours, and it's like 5 minutes from my house. I was like, shit,
that's
funny. I can go get ice cream whenever I want to, but not in the middle of winter. Fuck that.
The funny part is near me, there's actually a Tim Hortons like down the block from a Dunkin' Donuts gas station, which is just hilarious, because it's like Dunkin' Donuts, Tim Hortons, like.
It's like I said, like it's nice to actually have something to see. Oh my gosh, it's 24 hours because remember Walmart's used to be 24 hours. The Myers by me used to be 24 hours. There's a lot of stuff that used to be 24 hours is no longer because of COVID. Still.
Yeah, remember Walmart and certain Targets.
Walmart was great. I could go shopping for what I needed in like 2:00 in the morning. Why? Because there's no one there, and I can just get my shit and get out of there.
Yep.
Yeah, when I worked at Target, they were open till midnight pre-COVID. And
now I gotta try and rob people in the broad daylight. I don't like that. I like going at 2:00 in the morning. No.
It's a lot easier.
Exactly.
Yeah, I kid you not. There's a Starbucks, in Targets. So I've seen women go in there when I was working there just to drink their latte and walk around like at the craziest times of it. Pretty much all
Dude,
time.
they go in there. They have like meetings in there. That's what women do. That's rumored. I've never been in a Target, but I think that's what they do.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Oh.
But we're ending it right now. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Thanks for watching, and comment down below. Later, guys.
Okay, good night, guys. Probably already gone, but whatever.
And if you want ASMR, more of that, let me know. Put it in the comments. Later.
Later.